afternoon, football fans, and welcome to day number 7 of 3 and Out, 8 divisions in 8 days. NFC week rolls on as we are here for NFC East Day. Who's ready for the powerhouse division of the NFL? Here we go, y'all. Starting us off today, we are jumping on in with the New York Giants. Big Blues in the house tonight as we get ready to talk about these Giants and their climb, if you will, to getting back to what they once were. Are they on the right track? Is this a year they can do better? Or are they going to end up right where they were last year in the basement of the NFC East? Also, we'll be jumping on over into some Eagles territory. By the way, we're talking Giants with Mr. Keith. Moving on, we are talking Eagles with quite the character, man. Mr. Khalil is without a doubt, man. Mr. Khalil is real, man. I'll tell you that right now. The reason, of course, the founder of The Reason, awesome stuff, man. He is without a doubt a one-of-a-kind fan. Definitely diehard, man. The CEO of Reason TV. This guy will give you everything you need to know about the Giants this year in an absolute awesome, I gotta tell you, awesome end of the segment, sticking it to him. I think he does a great job. Talk about those Eagles. Is this a year they could actually get back to the NFC Championship, or at least close to it? We'll find out. Also, we'll be talking some Dallas Cowboys with Mr. Ashton. Ashton returns to the IE Sports Radio podcast airwaves to tell you why his Cowboys, are they a legit team? Zeke is sitting here holding out in training camp. Are they going to pay the man? Are they going to be a legit team? I think they're going to be actually pretty good. But what will it take for this team to get over the hump? They were in the NFC divisional round last year. Can they get to the NFC Championship? Also, talking with Mr. Felix Trammell. This guy, man, another one for the books in the Stick It To Him segment, talking about his Redskins. He thinks they're going to do pretty good this year, but will they? They got quite the nasty pass rush. Here we go, y'all. You're officially tuned in live to 3 and Out, 8 divisions in 8 days, NFC Week, NFC East Edition, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Welcome, football fans. Well, there you have it. We have ourselves quite the show lined up for y'all today. You have no idea what you're in for. These 4 guys literally express how much they dislike each other's team. And I'll tell you right now, it is without a doubt going to be a great one here. Every one of these interviews were actually recorded, pre-recorded on Sunday. So it's kind of funny because it was Keith in the morning, Mr. Khalil right after him. Then we had Ashton and then Mr. Felix. It was funny. 2 of them, I think it was Keith and Khalil were back-to-back in the morning. And then Ashton was in the afternoon, and then right after him was Felix. So it was we did the entire NFC East show, all recorded on Sunday, and these 4 guys, there is no love lost and no love for each other. I'll tell you that right now. These guys are, hey, football is family, but rivalries, man, woo, they can get pretty nasty. So, you should look forward to every one of their Stick It To 'Em segments. Because even the little bit nicer ones were still kind of there. You can tell there ain't no love lost here. So with that said, y'all, welcome once again to another edition. This is the 7th show out of 8 divisions in 8 days. Well, 3 and Out, 8 divisions in 8 days. Right here on IE Sports Radio. 2 shows down in NFC Week. 2 to go. Can you believe it? We're halfway through, y'all. We're halfway through NFC Week, and we are 3/4 of the way through 8 divisions in 8 days, y'all. So it's been awesome. So many diehard fans, and it has just been great. So we have gotten through 24 teams, y'all. That's right, 24 teams, 24 diehard fans, and we have just 8 to go. Today we're doing the NFC East. Tomorrow we'll finish it off with the NFC South, right on into the Hall of Fame game tomorrow evening. So hope you're excited, y'all. Hall of Fame game, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Should be a good game. I don't even care. I'm a preseason guy. I love to see guys fighting hard to make a roster. Some guys that you may think are, well, guys that are no names, but they make a name for themselves. Guys that maybe almost get there, make a practice squad. Maybe guys that don't even make a practice squad. They fight their way back some other way, or they get picked up by somebody else, or in a practice squad, they get picked up by somebody else. Because awesome stuff all the way around, and I love the preseason. So I'm really excited to watch these guys fight for position and to make a roster. So, with that said, y'all, as I always start off the show, gotta say, y'all, all glory to God. Without Him, nothing is possible, y'all. Nothing. All glory to the man above, man, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And, of course, big shout out and lots of love to all you tuning in right now, y'all, because without y'all, nothing, IE Sports Radio doesn't even exist, y'all. That's right. That's right. Gotta get the bigger applause to God, and, gotta get the smaller one, but y'all get it. Y'all know. So, hey, but we appreciate that, y'all. Seriously, thank you so much for tuning in every week. I mean, it has just been awesome checking us out here on IE Sports Radio. All of our content, every bit of what we do. Check us out, y'all. We are everywhere. We're on YouTube. We are on, trying to get on Pandora now. Applied for that already. We are now officially on TuneIn. We are right here on Spreaker.com for the live show and in demand for the podcast. We are on Apple Podcasts. We are on Stitcher. We're on Google Play. I mean, my gosh, we're on Spotify. I mean, we are everywhere. Well, we're trying to be everywhere. So, thanks for checking us out, y'all. And of course, IESportsRadio.com. Show us some love. Hey, you can follow me, your boy Larry B, at the THEE_LB53. You can also follow us all as a whole on Twitter at IE Sports Radio. Follow us all as a whole on Instagram at IE Sports Radio, and follow us all as a whole on Facebook. Give us a like at IE Sports Radio. We'd like that very much. We appreciate that. Give us a like. I always say, I messed that one up a little bit, but as I always say, give us a like on Facebook. We'd certainly like that. And, so with that said, y'all, today we have an interesting tale of 4 teams, because all 4 of these teams, I mean, it is the old school powerhouse of the NFL. Is it still the powerhouse of the NFL? The Giants, I mean, this defense for at least for somewhere around the last decade, was a dominant defense. Now, last year, they were absolutely just terrible. Coming up in the segment with Mr. Keith, we talk about how dominant this team kind of once was and where they are now. We talked today with Mr. Khalil about those Eagles. They are just 1 year removed from the Super Bowl. Do they have that team? Do they still have that tough team? He feels they did pretty good in free agency. I thought they did pretty good as well. Keith thought that the Giants did great in the draft. So did I. I thought that was a pretty good draft as well. The Cowboys, they're like one player away from like becoming a Super Bowl caliber team. Did they get that player in the draft or in free agency? They look very strong. And the Redskins, they have now with Montez Sweat and Ryan Kerrigan, you will see. So Mr. Ashton will talk about these Cowboys and how developed they really are, but kind of, we'll go into what he feels they kind of need to do, or what they need to do to get to move the Super Bowl. And as for Mr. Felix Trammell, he tells it like it is. This defense is rough, and these guys, he really feels this offense, this whole team is like rejuvenated after a pretty good offseason. So we have ourselves a really good show, y'all, and trust me, you're gonna want to tune in, especially for those final segments. On Stick It To 'Em, y'all, the final segment of the show. So, with that said, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and stop blabbing. We got 4 interviews to get to, and they are good. I mean, hey, everyone's been great so far, but man, these ones are great. So, I'll tell you what, y'all, you're going to enjoy it. So, with that said, let's get to it. You are listening to 3 and Out, 8 Divisions in 8 Days, NFC Week. We're halfway through right now. It's NFC East Day. And we will be right back after this with the first interview of the day as Mr. Keith and I talk about his New York Giants. Let's go Big Blue. Anyway, with that said, y'all, I'll see y'all in a bit. Enjoy the show. We'll be right back after this.
Wrestling fans in the podcast world, you are in the right place to listen to the right show, the premier show in the professional wrestling podcasting world. This is Ring Rambling Radio, and you're listening to one of the co-hosts. I am Martin Sandoval, a.k.a. the SoCal Saint, along with my two co-hosts, the lovely Felicia and my boy Matt. Yes, every Saturday or every other Saturday morning, you can listen to us, the premier wrestling team, giving you the premier wrestling news, rumors, updates, event discussions, everything that has to do with professional wrestling. You're in the right place. IE Sports Radio presents Ring Rambling Radio. Don't miss it, because it's just too sweet.
Two Wheels Wednesday is the place to come for all your motorcycle sports news every Wednesday on IE Sports Radio with myself, Matt White. All the latest news, rumours, race reviews and previews from World and British Superbikes and the big one, MotoGP. Two Wheels Wednesday, every Wednesday on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sport.
Hi, I'm Phil Robinson, running points, setting up Phil Jones for the finish. Join us every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, as we break down the week in basketball on the home for Real Talk Sports Radio, iesportsradio.com. Welcome back, football fans. Well, as I said in the introduction, AFC East Day is here. I mean, you know, it was once deemed our house division of the NFL, also, as I said in the introduction. And, you know, this division, it may not have been the quote-unquote powerhouse that it has been, especially in the 90s and the early 90s. But, my gosh, it is still one of the most nastiest divisions out there. In my opinion, it pretty much still is that powerhouse. Regardless, I mean, 4 tough teams. What do you want them to all win the dang thing, you know? So, very great teams here. Four very tough teams in the NFL going head-to-head every year. I mean, always a treat to see these, especially in primetime, especially for primetime face-offs here on 3 and Out. Oh, gotta love it. These fans go at it. But with that said, y'all, first team up of the day, as I mentioned in the introduction as well, we are halfway through NFC week here on 3 and Out, 8 divisions in 8 days. So we got, I can't believe it. We're just 2 days out. But starting us off today, we have, of course, the team that Meg Renee, of course, you know, Miss Meg, who I tweet with a lot on Twitter, gigantic Giants fan, and boy, oh boy, does she has almost as many complaints as I do as a Raiders fan, but it's funny to see her every week talk about it. I want to see what this gentleman has to say about those Giants, especially in the last couple of years. As I mentioned, of course, he now knows I'm a Raider fan, and well, I think we both can share the woes together. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very happy to have this guy aboard. First time, we got another first timer here this year, and glad to have him. He is certainly a diehard from what I can understand. He's actually, then this is pretty cool. I just take a look at his Twitter right now. Super glad to have him here. A Vermont Tech alum, so that's pretty sweet. Seems to be an all-around Boston guy, but at the end of the day, it's kind of funny because he combines the little bit of New York in there. So, ladies and gentlemen, glad to have him here all the way from, probably somewhere over there in the Northeast, I'm sure. But, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from the East Coast, glad to have him aboard. Die-hard Giants fan, welcoming, and I don't want to butcher his name so we can pronounce his last name, but ladies and gentlemen, welcoming die-hard Giants fan, Mr. Keith. How's it going on, Keith? How you doing today, man?
I'm doing great, Larry. How are you? But for my last name is actually pronounced Zhang. It's French-Canadian.
Oh, well, look at that. Zhang. Well, I would have destroyed that, sir. So I'm so glad I didn't do that. So let's try that one more time. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome me. Welcome me, Mr. Keith Zhang. How's it going, buddy?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Hey, man, I'm doing. That's great to hear, and I'm doing well as well. I'm doing great, enjoying myself. This interview was actually recorded on a couple days ago on Sunday, July 28th. So, as I mentioned, it's just all this calamity, all this chaos going on Sunday. I get a lot of the recordings done for these 2 weeks on Sundays, as I did last week as well. But, well, first things first. Yeah, looking here at your Twitter, man. I mean, that's cool, man. Vermont Tech alum. And it's kind of funny. You're a Boston fan for a couple sports, and then you get switched on over to the Giants. So, first things first.
Yeah.
That's always a fun thing. That's always the first thing we ask here on the show. And why don't you go ahead and let these Giants fans listening right now, because there's a bunch of them listening to you. So, please let these New York Giants fans know. Let Big Blue Nation out there, of course, whatever you guys, Giants pride, let these Giants fans know how you became such a Giants fan.
I was born into it, really. My mom was a diehard Giants fan growing up, watching them with my grandfather, and it kind of matriculated to me at birth. My middle name is actually Lawrence, so it's either I'm a Giants fan or I sleep out in the barn.
That's awesome, y'all. And of course, some of you who are unfamiliar, which I'm pretty sure all of you are, but yeah, I think I may know the reason why Keith's middle name is Lawrence, probably named after one of the most, if not the most dominant, feared linebacker to ever play the game, of course, LT, Lawrence Taylor. So yeah, that's pretty legit. But so that's cool, man. So you're pretty much like a lot of us here, born into, so what are you, second, third generation?
At least third, yeah.
That's awesome. Well, big Giants fan right here. Glad to have him aboard. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, starting off NFC East Day with Mr. Keith over here. Just, this is awesome. It was, like I said, I love having newcomers here on the show, and glad you could make it for today. So, first things first, Keith, let's go ahead and jump on in to a little bit of last season. You guys last year, I mean, every year it seems to be, you guys had like these glory years in like the at the end of the 2000s going into the 2010s, at the end of the 2000s actually too, you guys were the only team to knock off the Patriots. Well, now, since the Eagles done it the second, but before that, you were the only team to knock off the Pats, and twice, 4 years apart, and it was just awesome, that this team was able to do it. You guys had one of the defenses to remember. 2008, 2012 wasn't too shabby either. But looking from last year, Google Magic, everybody had to win Google the standings, but look here, courtesy of NFL.com, of course. Last year, this team, the NFC East was interesting last year. The Cowboys, 10-6. They, finished at the top and fizzled out in the divisional round, I believe, versus the Rams. Then the Eagles at 9-7. The Redskins at 7-9. The Giants just didn't look anything like a competitive team whatsoever, finishing at 5-11. So, first things first, go ahead and talk about last year as much as you would like to. Go ahead and let us know your thoughts on last season as a whole, and give us, if you want to give us every raw emotion, but let us know your thoughts on the Giants season last year.
Last year, I would say it was. It's just like any season, you go into it with a sense of optimism, thinking, hey, maybe we can turn some heads. But obviously that didn't happen. The year started out, I don't want to say slow. I think I'm going to go ahead and say terrible. It just, nothing seemed to click. The offense was just constantly, check down Charlie for Eli was just, it was head-scratching, mind-boggling. You want to, as a fan, you want to buy into the excuse that, everyone was just trying to gel. There's a lot of new faces, and they're trying to just, everyone's trying to acclimate to one another, but at the same time, it's like, you guys had an entire off-season, and you just can't seem to get it going. So it definitely was a tale of two halves with the Giants. The first half, you finish 1-7 on the year, and it's like, well, even the win against Houston seemed to be like a fluky win. It's like, okay. And then, the second half of the year, they remained on the outskirts of playoff contention. So you're thinking to yourself, well, maybe something could happen here. We could get a little spark going in the next season. And then injuries piled up with Beckham and Evan Ingram. And it just seemed like they just couldn't get things going. The defense was just, I don't have a words to describe just how the defense played. It was just not what we're used to in Giants Nation. I mean, we're used to a team that can get to the quarterback, that can, disrupt passing lanes. Like you said, winning 2 Super Bowls, it was all bent on the back of the front four, getting pressure up the middle on, Tom Brady. He can go around the edge, he just steps up the middle, and we didn't have either a middle rusher or an edge rusher that could really get consistent pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah, not bad.
No, it's all. You guys just didn't have. You're right. You guys didn't have that. You guys didn't generate that pass rush, and it just wasn't there. You're absolutely right. I guess this wasn't there, and sorry to cut you off there, man. But please continue. Sorry about that.
Oh yeah, no. I was just gonna piggyback on and agree with you that with the pass rush not getting there, at least secondary and coverage longer, and that just allows guys to break open. I mean, in order for a pass rush to be successful, you need a good secondary. In order for a good secondary to be, successful, you need a good pass rush to kind of go hand in hand. One hand washes the other. So, they didn't have that last year, and it was just, it was head scratching. It was mind boggling. It's just like, okay, well, let's just hope that things can turn around this off season, and then the off season seemed to be a little bit more interesting than the regular season.
Well, you guys, it was rough. There's always been, as I said, I do tweet with one of my good friends here on Twitter. She's from Jersey, diehard Giants fan, super diehard Giants fan. And last year, it's hilarious. She'll jump in the groups, and because there was word of that defense being like, what was it, $200 million defense or whatever, and it was hilarious. Like I loved it. I had to mention this. She was cracking me up. She was like on Twitter, like $200 million freaking defense. I want my money back. Like it was so funny. Like she was just all over. Like she's so freaking. Yeah. But it's true. You guys last year, it's like apparently. I mean, I didn't really know. I mean, if that really are the figures or whatever for your guys' contracts on defense. But my gosh, if that really is so, that defense looked like maybe the $2 defense, not $200 million defense.
I mean, it was the product of the previous regime. I mean, Jerry Reese went in and had to spend a lot of money to bring guys in free agency for defense between, Damon Snacks Harrison, Olivier Vernon, and Janoris Jenkins. I mean, I think he doled out, his total compensation potential was almost $200 million, so she wasn't far off. It's just like, the first year these guys all played together, it seemed like they lived up to their potential, but then after that, it seemed like everything came crashing back to earth. It's like, well, what happened here? And just as a roster full of holes that didn't seem to pan out. I mean, now everyone, the current front office is left to try to pick up pieces, but I thought that a lot of the stuff has been head scratching lately. But I mean, as diehard, true blue, bleeding Giants Nation, Giants Pride, Big Blue member, you just gotta keep the faith and hope that every year gets a little better.
Absolutely, and I understand that. So let's go ahead and look at the free agency. This is courtesy of ESPN.com. I'm getting my sources from. So you guys, of course, the big departure going on over to the Cleveland Browns would be Odell Beckham Jr. We know that's the elephant in the room. We had to address it.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah, of course. No. I've been waiting on that question.
Oh yeah, it was not the easiest thing to endure, I'm sure. But hey, as a constellation, not going to say he's going to be the, absolute heir to the throne. I'm not the heir to the throne, but the replacement in total. But you know what? Hey, he's not too bad. Played for Notre Dame. Golden Tate, wide receiver from the Lions, would come on over to play this year. You would also pick up Antoine Bethea, safety. You would pick up Marcus Golden, outside linebacker. Also, and that's actually it. My gosh. So that's all it says here on ESPN.com. If there's any more that I missed, please feel free to throw them out there. But let's go over your free agency, man. Talk about your free agency this year and what your personal thoughts were and what you think the roles these guys are going to serve in their first year.
We can start with Bethea. Him coming in, I think he's going to be he's going to play alongside of Gabriel Peppers, who came over in the Beckham trade from Cleveland. But I think he's going to be, he'll start, like, barring injury. He'll probably end up starting. He'll be, a complimentary piece playing on the back end, allow Peppers to kind of just fly around and make plays as he should be able to. I think he'll also serve as a mentor for some of the young guys they drafted this year, the guys that are going to possibly, like Julian Love out of Notre Dame. Another Notre Dame guy for you, but he kind of allow him to be into potentially a free safety position. At least that's what I've been hearing and reading, is that they might try to work him out there as like the safety of the future after Bethea moves on. Golden, I think they kind of just took a flyer on it, hopes that maybe coming back off of a major injury and find that step again and be a good consistent pass rusher. Defensively, and another guy that they're looking to take a big step forward with, Lonzo Carter and other guys on the outside, especially with the two kids they drafted in the first round, Dexter Lawrence up the middle. I mean, that kid, I remember watching him at Clemson, and if he can bring any of that with him, golly, we got ourselves big fella up front that can move the pocket, and then DeAndre Baker on the outside. I mean, if that kid plays half as good as he did at Georgia as a rookie, then I think we've taken a big leap forward. But I mean, they're both rookies, so it's hard to tell what their body of work will end up being until they play 16 games.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and jump right on into that draft, as a matter of fact. And there were some players who I thought you guys, the first round pick, I know that, so, some people may have their mixed feelings, but getting into the draft this year, the Giants, man, you guys picked up a guy who I really liked. He is, in my opinion, just a Belichickian pick. Like, seriously. Of course, we've talked about it here on the show before. I don't know if you've ever heard about this, but something that I forgot where I heard, if it was in the Combine or if it was during the draft one year, but that Bill Belichick likes to only draft guys that have like over a 3.5 GPA in college. And honestly, that makes so much sense of why his teams are so successful, if that is true, in fact. But to me, like, hearing that this guy had, I don't know, I mean, his GPA must be pretty dang good, but he's actually working on 2 master's degrees. Or he already has one, and he's working on a second or something like that. But this dude is apparently extremely, like, he's a smart dude, okay? I mean, 1 master's degree is tough enough, but the guy working on 2, or, on number 2, or whatever it is, amazing. And I just feel like this guy would have been the heir to, of course, the legendary Tom Brady. But he may just be the heir to the legendary Eli Manning. Of course, the first overall pick, the 6th overall pick this year. And, in the first round, you guys would go with Daniel Jones, quarterback out of Duke. I liked him a lot in the Senior Bowl. I liked his practice. I like what he did. I like what he's about. I like his attitude. I like his demeanor. He seems like a go-getter. The guy just wants to win, and he wants to win in life. Look at him going, in school doing his thing. Duke, not the easiest place to get into, I'm sure. I mean, just a very, very, in my opinion, a very good quarterback he's a rookie. He's got things to work on, okay? I don't think anybody comes into the NFL. Tom Brady will tell you he's got things to work on, okay? And I consider him the best of all time. Of course, I know that our Giants fan here, Mr. Keith, will probably differ with me on that, but I understand why. It's okay. And even if he does, then awesome.
No, actually, I don't.
Yeah, well, there you go. See, I mean, hey. Yeah, man. I mean, Montana, you were amazing, dude. Like, you're always going to be right there, but this guy's got 6 Super Bowls in 2 freaking decades. I'm just saying, he's doing something. So, I mean, hey, Brady's the man. But regardless, and me as a Raiders fan, Keith, I will say this right now on air. I don't give a crap. It was a fumble. It was a fumble.
Oh, I will agree with you on that. I mean,
it was a fumble.
I used to carry a lot of disdain towards the Patriots, and then, living up here in the Northeast, the majority of my friends are Patriot fans, and but after you win, I'm like, I'm good now. I don't have to harbor any resentment towards that team anymore.
Right, absolutely, and yeah, I just feel like right now this is they're one tough team, but yeah, like I said, Charles Woodson will say it best, but it was a fumble tuck rule all day. I'm still holding on to that.
Oh my God!
I know.
Yeah, we could go on a tuck rule for the next 20 minutes easily.
But anyway, so next up. 17th overall pick in the first round, Dexter Lawrence, defensive tackle out of Clemson. My Raiders picked up Cleveland Farrell, so, let's just say that defensive line, was kind of nasty. So, pretty good pickup here, in my opinion. I thought it was a great pickup for the Giants. Get a big boy up the middle. Remember, we talked about that edge rush, so, we talked about that rush, so, trying to reestablish that. And also, another pick. So you guys got 3 first-round picks. 30th overall, DeAndre Baker, corner out of Georgia. Why not? Great cornerback guy. I liked him in Senior Bowl practices. Didn't see a lot of him in the Senior Bowl, but again, maybe I wasn't focusing on him. I have no idea. But maybe I did. I don't know. I was back in January, 7 months ago. But this is, without a doubt, a good pickup, I believe, going to help beef up that secondary. And as you said, one hand washes the other, secondary and defensive line. And what did they do? They went out and got, I think, the successor to Eli Manning, if he can, if he catches on. And, of course, he can get taught by one of the best to ever play the game, in my opinion, or at least in this, one of the best quarterbacks to play in this era of football. Absolutely. He's got 2 Super Bowls. You can't deny him that. And on top of that, you guys got somebody to help out the secondary and that defensive line all in the first round. So I thought it was a pretty I think I gave you guys an A overall, maybe an A+, because I just love that first round. But in round number 4, you guys wouldn't have a second or third. But yes, you would have a third. Sorry about that. In the third, you guys would pick up Oshane Jimenez, or Jimenez, I don't want to pronounce that, but defensive end out of Old Dominion. So ODU got an FCS player in there. Guy must be a beast because he's a smaller division school in the FCS, Division I AA. Then you have Julian Love, corner out of Notre Dame, another guy to help out that secondary there. And in the 5th round, you have Ryan Conley, inside linebacker out of Wisconsin. Those Badgers were nasty, so good pickup there. Darius Slayton, wide receiver out of Auburn in the 5th round. In the 6th round, you guys picked up Corey Ballantyne, another corner out of Washington. I'm a Pac-12 guy myself over here in Southern California, so I know a thing or two about that tough Washburn. Sorry, I don't know about Washington, but yeah, Washburn. That's another FCS school, guys. So I'm loving it. I love all these little schools, man. That's my thing. Of course, as you know, here on 3 and Out, College Edition, we cover everything, y'all. Triple CAA, NJCAA, NAIA, Division III, Division II, Division I AA, and of course, the big one, Division I Single A. We cover it all on our college football show. And, guess what? That's what it's all about, y'all, covering all those divisions. Covering all those and great stuff. So a smaller school, I think that's actually a Division I AA. It might be Division II. I don't know. So, yeah, sorry about that. I was going all into Washington. Sorry about that. And I was thinking to myself, wait a second. I don't remember him. But anyway, so with that said, another corner to pick up. Offensive tackle. You guys get George Asafo Adihi, I believe, out of Kentucky, and also that Kentucky this year, amazing success, and the offensive line was certainly a big part of it. Lots of guys coming out from Kentucky this year, and it was certainly a special year for the Kentucky Wildcats. Some people were like, they have a football team? Yeah, they're not just a basketball team, guys. So yeah, not just basketball school, but good stuff here. A good pickup. And then the last pick in the seventh round, you guys pick Chris Slayton, defensive line out of Syracuse. So overall, talk about your draft, Mr. Keith. Let us know, man. Give us, and if you'd like to, go ahead and give us a grade.
It's sort of the overall draft. I think they definitely built some holes and had some good players. I would the first round, if you asked me after Thursday night of the first round, I would have had a different opinion. But after taking a 10,000-foot view of it, I'm like, you know what? These guys are solid. They got what they needed in the successor to Eli Manning. They bolstered the defensive line. At first glance, I was like, why do we need another defensive tackle? But then when you went back and looked at what they did in college, you're like, okay, now I see why we needed that defensive tackle. And then DeAndre Baker, I was just like, wow, probably one of the best cover corners in the draft, and we managed to get, fill three needs, and that would definitely give the first round like a B plus or an A minus, just based on that alone. The rest of the draft, filling needs. I think Ryan Connolly, woefully underrated. I think he might turn some heads. I mean, he might, I don't know if he'll vie for a starting spot this year, but I think he's certainly going to push for one. The kid's a tackling machine. I mean, I'm a Penn State fan, so I watched, I've seen him plenty during the college football season. And I think the kid, like I said, I think he's underrated. I think he's going to come out and turn some heads. And so I think Julian Love, that was a good pickup too. I'm surprised he actually even lasted till that late in the draft. But overall, I would say, just touching on the big highlights right off the top of my head to start the draft, but I think overall I would give it a solid B. I mean, like I said, they filled some holes. They picked up some guys that are going to be good complementary pieces. And I'm hoping that, I can't say his last name, so we just call it Big George. Hopefully he develops into something special.
Really, I feel like you guys did pretty good, man. So, I mean, like I said, overall, I gave you guys an A. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't argue with it.
Yeah, I think you guys did really well. I really think you guys did pretty well, and I'm really excited to see what you guys can do, or what these youngsters can do. Maybe not all of them will make the team. I have no idea. We know how that goes. But regardless, such a tough, such a tough league. But really, I mean, going to training camp and everything, the Giants, I believe, already started. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, we got lots to see from all these players here. But I just love that first round. You guys get the successor, or at least who we think is the possible successor of Eli Manning when he retires, or when he decides to retire, if he does, going up, because we know Tom Brady's, 41, so Eli's up there. What is he, about 38, 39?
I think 38 and 39, I can't remember which, but yeah, I think he's only a couple years older than I am, and I'm 37, so.
Okay, well, so yeah, I mean, you guys got a good player there, and then, like I said, somebody to help out the defensive line and the secondary, so good stuff there. I really thought that was a good draft, and I'm just, I'm excited to see what the Giants can do this season. I'd love to see them be more competitive this year for sure, and with players like that, with a draft like this, they can at least do a little bit better than last year. I don't think they'll be 5-11, and we'll just see. Overall productivity, we don't know how well this team will do, or if they take steps backwards, which we hope that's not the case. But let's see if they continue to progress. And with this draft, though, I think that was a very good draft. So anyway, with that said, my gosh, can you believe it? We're actually getting right here close to the end of the segment. So let's go ahead and jump on into the segment within a segment that I love to call Stick It To 'Em. This one's always fun because you get to, of course, stick it to the rest of the NFC East. So, with that said, you can be nice and respectful, or mean and disrespectful, however you want to do it. Once again, all thoughts, comments, opinions are their own here at IE Sports Radio, including the podcasters and the guests. So, hey, you can say what you will, Mr. Keith. It's all about the NFC East right now. So let us know, man. Let us know who you think this year, how the other three teams are going to do this year. Give them a record if you would like, and if not, just think about you place them if you'd like to, where you think they're going to be, and of course, give your Giants a final record. Also, if you would like, you don't have to if you don't want to. And some people are superstitious, and that's okay. But without further ado, Keith, stick it to them.
All right. Oh, well, the fan of me wants to say the Cowboys are going to go 1-15, but I know that's not a reality. I told my two sons, I said, you can root for 32 teams in the NFL, you can root for 31 of them. So, goes to show how I feel about Dallas.
Yeah.
If I'm being realistic, I think Dallas and Philadelphia are going to kind of be punching their way towards the top. For Philadelphia, it all depends on Carson Wentz. If he gets hurt, well, they're SOL. Nick Foles in Jacksonville, sorry guys, but Carson Wentz goes down. You go from, a 10-win team down to a 6-win team. That's just the way it is. Dallas, I would love for them to pay Dak the money that everyone says he's going to, because that means you can't pay all three of them. You got to choose between Cooper and Zeke. And as Giants, we've had good luck keeping Zeke in check over the last few years. So do what you want. Just know that you can pay one big, you can't pay all three. And I know Jerry would love to pay all three. So go ahead, pay Dak. We'd be in Giants land, we'd be fine with that. Washington. Oh, geez, what can I say about the Redskins? I think they're overthinking themselves right now. I don't think they're going to be as good as they believe. I know everyone's high on Dwayne Haskins, and I think that he's a very good quarterback. I'm not going to say he's not, but I also think that he's very young. He doesn't have a lot of experience, and I think that will show. He says he wants to stick it to New York for passing on and in the draft, and I say go for it. Young quarterbacks should have that mentality going in, and to do a little bit too much too early, and it gets them in trouble early on. And Washington's offensive line isn't all that great, so he may find it a little bit different than he did at Ohio State, where he had it quite easy. So, as far as records go, Washington I can see being 5-11, 6-10. Philly, Carson Wentz stays healthy, maybe 10-6. Dallas, probably about 9-7, 10-6 the same. It depends on, if their defense continues to play well. They're not gonna lie, they've got a really good offensive line. If that plays the way it's supposed to, they can probably carry themselves to a 10-win season. The Giants, as a fan, given the way things were there in the off season, and then the way things have started out there in training camp with a couple of injuries and all that, I would be happy with a 8-8, 9-7 season. I think that would be a really big step forward and give us hope for thinking, hey, we're heading in the right direction and keep us in playoff contention. I think that if we do go to a 9-7 season, that knocks a couple wins away from the two at the top, and all of a sudden the NFC East is back to bludgeoning each other for a couple playoff spots. So I kind of dance around the whole record question, but it's hard to tell.
No, and I like that. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And you're just being very realistic, and you're right. I mean, you can't always, peg the records, and, it's just for fun anyway. But regardless, great job. Hey, great job, man. I really, that was awesome. Thanks for giving your thoughts here. I love there's certain dislike for the Eagles and for the Redskins, but apparently the big one with the big one with the X through it would definitely have to be the Cowboys. So you gotta love that. And awesome what you told your sons, by the way. It's 32 teams you can rep in the NFL. 31 teams you can rep in the NFL, so you can cheer for. So,
well, one of them's 6, the other one's a year and a half. So the year and a half, he hasn't quite grasped, but he does. Though the thing I love the most about what he does at 18 months, I say, "Go Giants!" He starts clapping. So
starting him young. That's right. That's what I'm talking about, man. Well, I'm excited for your Giants this year.
He's fun.
What was that?
I said the oldest one is pretty fun. Is when the Beckham trade news broke. I told him in the morning. I said, "Dude, Beckham doesn't play for the Giants anymore." He's like, "Why?" I said, "I don't have a good reason for that. I don't know. I really don't." He's like, "Oh, that's too bad." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, bud. Your favorite player's on a different team, but we can still cheer for him, right?" Absolutely. Not with Cowboys.
Hey, that works. That to me, that's a good deal. I mean, why not? So, yeah, absolutely. If he was a Cowboy, though, I think that'd be off limits. I'm sure, right?
Oh yeah, I'd be like, yeah, no. But no, it's all good.
Absolutely. So, with that said, hey, Keith, that was one more time your last name. How to pronounce it?
Oh, yeah, it's pronounced Zhang.
Zhang. All right. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Keith Zhang, that was awesome. Hey, thanks for being on today's show, man. So, here's your segment at the end. Go ahead and plug in anything you would like to. Tell Giants Nation, Big Blue, Giants Pride, all the good stuff, man. Let everybody know where they can find you on Twitter or any other social media outlets you would like to share, any publications you may do on any websites, writing, or a podcast you may do, or anything you may do. Let these Giants fans know where they can find you.
Yeah, sure. No, and thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. This is fun. If anyone wants to find me on Twitter, it's at Coach Keith G. I'm a football coach on sabbatical at the moment, with 6 years sabbatical with the birth of my kids. And I don't really have any publications to plug or anything like that. I'm just a guy that happens to be a structural engineer out here in Vermont. So, any help with any structural or civil engineering needs, look us up at www.engineeringventures.com.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so one more time. You sound a little bit far away from the phone, but I want to make sure everybody hears that, because that's legit, man. So if you could repeat that one more time, sorry about that.
Go on the website.
Everything you said right now about engineering and everything, that's pretty legit,
Oh,
man.
yeah. So I work as a structural engineer out here in Vermont. But if anybody listening has architects, engineers, and knows of a project they've got coming up, feel free to reach out to us. Our website is www.engineeringventures.com.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what it sounds like you're like on speaker, or like kind of far away from the phone. Like I don't know, like out of nowhere. So okay, one more time the website. I want to make sure everybody gets that.
Yeah, it's
Oh boy. So apparently I have no idea if we're losing reception or if it's getting bad or anything. But you know what? I will put the website in the description of the show so that way everybody can see it. But yeah, man. So hey, thanks again for being a part of the show, man. I don't know what the heck is going on with the reception right now. It is just being terrible at the moment. So hopefully we can straighten this up pretty soon. But I guess that's it for the interview. But Mr. Keith Jang, it was awesome having you a part of the show, man. Thank you so much for being a part of it. And I'll be putting your website out there, man, for sure. And definitely check him out, show him some love, and give him a follow. Great stuff as always. And hey, thanks again, Mr. Keith. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and have a wonderful week. And hey, God bless you and your family, man. Take care, and thanks for being on part of the show today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. God bless you. I'll talk to you soon.
Hey, thank you very much, sir. Talk to you soon. Have a good one.
You too.
Thank you. Alrighty, y'all. That, once again, was Mr. Keith Zhang. I show him some love, man. Great job there. I gotta get that website up there. I really do, because I feel terrible that I was cutting that entire time. But anyway, y'all, with that said, well, we got one team down and 3 more to go. Coming up next, we got ourselves a diehard Eagles fan. Mr. Khalil's getting ready to join us. It's gonna be some fun stuff, y'all. So with that said, one team down, 3 to go in the powerhouse of the NFL, as a lot of people would say, the NFC East. Once again, you're listening to 3 and Out, 8 divisions in 8 days, NFC East edition, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Don't go nowhere, y'all. We'll be right back after this.
Drivers, start your engines. Auto racing takes many forms, from the close quarter contact of NASCAR
to the high-speed, high-risk atmosphere of IndyCar,
all the way to the pinnacle of technology with the Formula One World Championship.
No matter if you prefer the high banks of Daytona,
the concrete canyons of Long Beach,
or the flowing curves of the Nürburgring,
the international language of motorsports is simple. Go fast,
run hard,
and come home first.
So join us, myself, Darrell Kinsey Jr.,
Lolita Camello,
and Michael Ward,
on a world tour of all the best motorsports has to offer on the Extra Mile, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, only on your home for all. That is sports. IE Sports Radio.
Hey, what's up, sports fans? You're looking for a different type of sports talk show, something you haven't heard before? You gotta check out the BS3 Sports Show every other Saturday on 2 Live Stews Radio, 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. Sports talk at its finest. Always have great guests, playing some good hip-hop. You don't want to miss it. Make sure to tune in to the BS3 Sports Show every other Saturday at 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern.
Ladies and gentlemen, hear me and hear me good. If you like sports, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. If you like comedy, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. If you like a different opinion coming from a different angle, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. So join me Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with your host, Jelani J.B. Bodie. And of course, my man Lopan on the WaitAMinuteShow.com. Ain't that right, Lopan?
Welcome back, football fans. Well, there you have it, y'all. Once again, big shout out to Mr. Keith Zhang for his segment here on 3 and Out. The Giants we got one team down, 3 to go, and we are rolling right on in to the next team. Hey, this team has something to cheer about in the last couple of years, actually the last 2 years. Glad to have another newcomer, man. I'm glad we have so many newcomers this year, and hey, we was building 3 and Out up, so appreciate all y'all for tuning in and for all the newcomers here this year. But as I mentioned, this team has plenty to cheer about in the last couple of years, and I don't think they're done just yet. These guys are one of the toughest teams right now still in the NFL, and they're still trying to chase that crown yet again. They got their first ever Super Bowl title 2 years ago, and guess what? They're looking for number 2 fast. So, with that said, we'll be talking some Philadelphia Eagles, and we'll be having ourselves yet another first-timer, as I said. This guy, when we say die hard, he is no exception to that. Glad to have him here. He's talked to him a few hours ago on Twitter. And by the way, this is also recorded. This is actually kind of funny. This is literally recorded right after Keith's interview. So it's kind of funny because this feels like the show was literally... this feels like the show. Like, it feels like I just took a commercial break and we're back with the show. So it's kind of funny how this whole thing is flowing today on Sunday. But this interview was also recorded on Sunday, July 28th, a few days ago. Once again, this is on Wednesday, July 30th. On NFC East Day. So once again, we're talking Philadelphia Eagles, and here to talk about those Philadelphia Eagles, or shall I say his Philadelphia Eagles, along with me here today, ladies and gentlemen, welcoming, of course, CEO of Reason TV, and he likes to call himself an unofficial Eagles analyst. Glad to have him here, man. He seems like a jack of all trades in media and all kinds of stuff, man. He seems like a 100% go-getter, a lot like myself and the team here at IE Sports Radio, and I'm glad to have him here to talk some Eagles football. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome me once again, CEO of Reason TV, Mr. Khalil. How's it going, man? How you doing today?
How you doing, man? Pleasure to be here. Thank you for this segment. Like you said, you had a Giants fan interview before me. That's funny because we owned them. So now you talk to little brother, it's time to talk to big brother. Let's do this.
Hey, y'all, he already started. Hey, Stick It To Him just began. Like, he started the last segment. He started the what should be the last segment with the first segment today, man. So I love it, man. Coming out with some fire, and that's what it's all about, man. We get a mixture of fans here, the ones who are just real passive and chill and trying to get along, and then get the other fans who are like, hey, you know what? There is love and respect, or maybe there is no love. Sure, I'd hope there is some respect, but at least a little bit. But at the end of the day, man, hey, a rivalry is a rivalry, and that's what I'm talking about, man. So look at that, starting things off. I like that, little brother into big brother. So here we go, man. Two teams that are definitely next to each other geographically, and well, I guess that's where it all comes from, y'all. Little brother, big brother. So with that said, Khalil, man, let everybody know, man. Tell all these, because there's a lot of Eagles fans listening right now, man. You're speaking to Eagles Nation right now. You are speaking to the Eagles Nest, if you want to call it. You are speaking to Fly Eagles, Fly Nation, whatever you want to call yourselves. Hey, man, let all these diehard Eagles fans know who may already know you, but for the ones who don't, let all these Eagles fans know how you became such a diehard Eagles fan.
All right, man. So for me, simply it's like this, because like I said, I'm not born and raised in Philly, but I've been to Philly multiple times throughout my childhood. So growing up in the 90s, there wasn't too many African-American quarterbacks. I fell in love with Randall Cunningham. Like, I own a Randall Cunningham jersey. I got a Randall Cunningham signed autograph. Randall Cunningham is one of my favorite Eagles. And then from there, it just transitioned into Brian Dawkins. And Brian Dawkins became the leader when Randall Cunningham got phased out. And everything Dawkins emulates is what I want to be in my life, man. The way he carries on the field is the way he is as a Christian, the way he is as a man. Like, Brian Dawkins is my all-time favorite player. Like, it's Dawkins, Kobe, Iris, and Vic. Like, it goes like that for me, and that's what made me do it, man. And then, I mean, like I said, just being through the hardships, being through what it really takes, man. Like, them no Super Bowl jokes, man, to hear the same tired jokes every year, you got to be able to clap back. You got to be able to be strong. Like, they talk about our fan base. They say they hate our fan base. We don't care. You know what I'm saying? No one likes us. We don't care. We've been through that. We said that. We've been through, we've been through the no Super Bowls. We've been through, come through when this happens. We've been through the city's trash. And through all that, we prevailed, man. When 2017 came, good luck ever setting me up. That's all I got right there.
Man, I love that. Can we get an applause, y'all? Because you know what? That is a beautiful thing, man. Because I love that. You were a young man looking up to, an African-American quarterback who I thought was one of the best to ever play, one of the best players I think we've seen in the 90s. I'm not talking about like one of the best African-Americans or African-American quarterbacks. I'm just saying that I think one of the best quarterbacks of his era, because Cunningham was a bad boy, and honestly, I love the fact that he was just not like a person, like a bad boy on the field. Amazing, good player. A little bit before me. I mean, that was when I was a baby when he was playing, but definitely, a quarterback who, I mean, he got to share the field with, in my opinion, the greatest defensive lineman to ever live, Reggie White.
Exactly. I'm with you too, man. It would have been Jerome Brown too. Rest in peace.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, absolutely. May he rest in everlasting peace. And and that's awesome. And Brian Dawkins, man, I have a friend, and if he's listening right now, he's a giant Eagles fan back when I was in high school. But it's hilarious because, man, Antonio cracked me up, man. Every time we would talk, because it was, of course, we were in high school back when Super Bowl, when they made that run with T.O. and McNabb. Of course, Brian Dawkins was on that team. We had Simmons, Simoneau. I mean, I'm pretty sure you remember that team, right?
Oh, yeah, that team, man, that was a good team, man. But it was funny about that team because at the same time, I didn't think we were going to win in a Super Bowl. I was hyped, you know what I'm saying? But I just never had the full feeling we were going to win for something.
Well, you were, unfortunately for yourself, I guess. You were right. There were some great names in that team. Jeremiah Trotter, another big time player. I mean, it was rough. I know, tough go for y'all, but that sucks. But good game. I remember watching it with my buddy Renee right here on the couch. Right here. That was a good game, but definitely a very good team that was. But talking about Brian Dawkins, man, big shout out to my boy Tony. He used to crack me up. Whenever you would bring up anything, it was Brian Dawkins. He didn't even care. You bring up, who's best? Tony, we just messing up. Hey, man, who's the best player on the Eagles? Brian Dawkins. All right. Hey, who's the best player in the NBA? Brian Dawkins. Who's the president? Brian Dawkins. Like, you wouldn't. It was hilarious, man. He didn't care. Like, he was just a big Brian Dawkins fan, and it's the same thing, man. I'm so glad he's got his rightful place in the Hall of Fame now, and just one of the greatest players. I still remember in those playoffs, by the way, and I'm sorry, Algie Crumple, I want to do this to you, man, but you remember that hit?
I know exactly what you was going towards, man. Right there, he wanted to set the tone.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, I'm sorry, Algie Crumpler. He was a good tight end, but my gosh, Brian Dawkins, man, that man, it's like he was a missile. That's all there was to it, man.
That's what I'm saying, man. And it's funny though because, like, since he's been on Twitter, man, I've had Brian Dawkins tell me happy birthday. I've had him reply back to me a couple times. Most recently, I just got like a tweet because it was like, "Quote your favorite NFL quote," and mine is actually a Brian Dawkins quote. He was doing an interview one time, and he said, "If I can make you think twice, I'm in your head." And that quote has always lived with me because that's how I always do. Like, I trash talk a lot, so if I can make you think twice, I know I'm in your head the rest of the game.
I like that, man. That sounds a little Madden-ish. You a Madden player, man?
Oh, yeah, man, a little bit, man. Not as much as I used to be, because it's kind of the same game, but,
Same,
I mean, I just like, I apply to everything in life. You know, everything in life I got to do, man, that quote can make you hit.
Well, I didn't even know that, but now I'm glad I know it, man. And then, of course, that sounds so much like Brian Dawkins. And that's awesome, man. Great person as well. He's a great person. I love that. You know, I love that you said devoted Christian. Didn't know that about him, but I love that about him. I mean, you know, I got lots to learn about a lot of my favorite players, but that is awesome to hear. And just what a great player, man. So, with that said, let's go ahead and jump on over now into last year, man. Real quick. Last year, and of course, Google Magic, y'all. You gotta love it. Gotta go ahead and Google the standings from last year. I know. I guess haven't. I know. I guess had it up right now when I was talking to Mr. Keith about the Giants. Okay, so NFL, cursive NFL.com looks at Google Magic, y'all. So NFC East last year, the Cowboys 10-6. Of course, as I mentioned with Keith, they would fizzle out versus the Rams in the divisional round. Then the Eagles at 9-7. Redskins at 7-9, the Giants at 5-11. So with that said, man, go ahead and recap last season and tell us what you thought about the 2018/2019, or barely 2019, or whatever, the 2018 season for the Eagles.
So for me, in all honesty, it felt like still 2017 extended. It just felt like one long season. Because, I mean, like, it was our first Super Bowl. So, you know, a lot of it, you know, we've never experienced it. I mean, it's not just me talking to my age. We're talking like, you know, 60, 70-year-old people. This is their first one. So for me, it was more so like the off-season just felt like it just flowed right in. Like, we were, you know, on Broad Street celebrating the parade, and then 2 weeks later, free agency. So it was that, and then the draft, and then, you know, mini camp, and then training camp came. And after that, it just felt like, you know, we never really had a break. Like, I still had to trash talk and do everything I had to do. So I was in the midst of, like, just, you know, 6 consecutive months where most fans are getting that off-season break where they're focused on other sports and things like that, where I'm still talking about a Super Bowl, or I'm still, you know, gearing up for the season, and I never really got time to rest. So for me, it just felt like one extended season as a fan, and it looked like it translated into the team. I mean, Wentz, you know, was kind of rushed back. He wasn't fully healthy, still recovering from the knee, and that contributed to the fact. Then you had, I mean, Alshon was hurt, Brandon Graham had ankle surgery, you know, numerous, I mean, the defensive backs, I don't even know where to start with that. I mean, we were playing people straight off the street by December, you know? Like, it just felt like injuries, like, it just felt like the team never really got to recover. I mean, the Saints game, we're playing a dude that, you know, we signed like 2 weeks before, and he's taking snaps in the divisional playoff game. That's kind of where we were at. Josh Perkins, a tight end, he was playing receiver at the beginning of the season. So, like, every week someone just got hurt. I mean, Darren Sproles got hurt week 1. He, you know, was basically out for 2 months, and he was good week to week. So it just felt like the team just never really got a chance to click. But that's just the negative side. There's still positive to take away from this. Despite all that happened, they still managed to make the playoffs. Not only just make the playoffs, yes, they squeaked in, but they did manage to win a game. And then the next week, they were basically a drop pass from going back to the NFC Championship with that roster. But you think about what they lost. Their starting quarterback. They lost a running back. They lost a receiver. They lost a starting linebacker, all the cornerbacks, D-line depth. They lost all that and still managed to be one of the 8 final teams. So that right there for me was encouraging.
That says so much. I mean, really, think about that, y'all. All the adversity they had to face. You guys got hit with injuries and the whole bit, and yeah, that's amazing to think, man. So those Eagles, they're still tough. And this year, man, you guys still look pretty dang tough. So let's talk about this free agency period real quick, courtesy of ESPN.com. We got Malik Jackson, defensive tackle, man, coming on over. I love it. I thought it was, you know, pretty good pickup here in free agency. Next up, we got Vinny Curry, defensive end. Remember him, of course. Y'all signed him, it says here, to a 1-year deal. LJ Fort, linebacker. Let's see here. You also have signed... Oh, Ronald. That's a good pickup, my bad, right there. Ronald Darby, corner right there. Another pretty good pickup here. Let's see. Well, actually, I think you guys re-signed him, right?
Yeah, we re-signed him back to a 1 year, and he's still recovering from the torn ACL.
Yeah, okay, that's okay. So, Andrew Sendejo, of course, you guys have him. He's another, I believe, another re-signee, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see.
He's from Minnesota.
Oh, that's right. He's from Minnesota. That's right. And that Minnesota defense, we talked about that yesterday, but my gosh, but on Monday. But that Minnesota defense, man, what they could have been and what they are now. Anyway, so, regardless, but yeah, so a couple here, sorry about that, man, just kind of run through this kind of quick. But, so free agency got a lot of re-signees, a couple new faces, man. But real quick, give us your thoughts on free agency this year for the Eagles.
I give free agency A-. I like the pickups for what they were, because if we're talking free agency, we also talk trade. The biggest one for me was the acquisition of Deshaun Jackson.
Yes.
Deshaun Jackson is my favorite NFL player right now currently. For more reasons than one. I actually have met Deshaun Jackson. He actually autographed the jersey for me, took a picture with me and stuff. So that was a pretty dope feeling. That was actually when he came to the Redskins. I actually got to meet him. And I told him, I straight told him then and there, I'll never forget it. It was the first year he went there, and he was at an AT&T store, and I told him, you'll be back. I promise you, you'll be back, and look where he's at now. So that right there is the biggest one for me. Malik Jackson is second because Fletcher Cox needed help badly. Fletcher Cox still managed to have an unbelievable season. He was gunning for Defensive Player of the Year, but unfortunately, there's another guy named Aaron Donald who's just always going to be in the way of that. But anyway, so Fletcher Cox needed help, and I mean, still managed, I believe, 10.5 sacks last year with next to nothing next to him half the time, facing double teams almost every snap, and playing way more snaps in his workload than he has in his career. So for Malik Jackson to come back, that gives him some balance. And to top it off, Timmy Jernigan coming back in the rotation as well, which many people didn't know was going to happen with his back or not, so we re-signed him. So now you have a nice little trio in the middle. The one thing that does still concern me, though, is defensive line depth. I don't know if Vinny Curry will fully sustain. I am a Vinny Curry guy, big WWE fan, and that's what I like about him. Josh Sweat is apparently raving. Since minicamp, that's all he was here. He's bulked up 25 pounds, and he added weight. He didn't lose any explosiveness. Very athletic player. It's just a matter of the physicality. Can he do that? That's what everybody's saying. But it seems that he's getting rave reviews. I mean, Lane Johnson, they were talking about Josh Sweat. Lane Johnson apparently came out of reporters and said expect big things. Cussed a little bit there, but he says expect big things. And then you got to go offense, because that was just the defense we're talking about. Offense is loaded. I mean, like I said, the Deshaun pickup, Jordan Howard, many people think he's declining because he was in the Bears. I think they were just kind of phasing him out, to be honest. I mean, he still can be what LeGarrette Blount was to us. You know, we're not asking him to do much. A lot of people are like, oh, you're going to make him a 3-down back. We're not asking him to do that because Doug does running back by committee. So between that pickup, I just believe we're going to be completely loaded now, and I'm ready to fly.
I like that, man. So of course, I know sometimes I don't get all the trades on here and everything, or sometimes I'll look and it's not nothing against ESPN or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, the articles, of course, I use them. That's awesome. But, yeah, of course, sometimes, you know, there's things that, I mean, those are just straight up free agency and all that, and I know sometimes you gotta be specific with trades and look that up as well. But yeah, of course, Deshaun Jackson, that's awesome, man. You met him. That's cool how you said you'll be back, and now look at you. That's cool, man.
Exactly.
That's cool, man. But, well, absolutely. Now you guys got some more depth. That defensive line, awesome job there. Fletcher Cox, of course, one of the nastiest pass rushers in the NFL, one of the toughest defensive linemen out there, man. Just a guy that I continue to look up to, man. Very, very good player and very good defensive lineman. So let's go ahead and roll on now over to the draft and talk about this draft as a whole. So we'll go ahead and get over we'll go through this kind of quick, but on ESPN.com, well, courtesy of ESPN.com, where I'm getting my sources from here, 22nd overall pick, Andre Dillard, offensive tackle out of Washington State. Of course, he blocked for Gardner Minshew, which, we talked about that last week. He went to the Jaguars. Didn't have the best numbers in the Senior Bowl, but you know what, man? He had a pretty good, impressive career at Washington State. And this guy right here was a big reason for that, all right? So big boy getting taken over there to Philadelphia, or heading to, shall I say, to Philadelphia. The Eagles picking him. Thought that was a pretty good pick there, helping out the offensive line because you want to help out Carson Wentz. Let's see, second round pick, 53rd overall pick here. Miles Sanders, running back out of Penn State. Hey, there was a guy, there's a guy that's not too far away from you guys. His name's Saquon Barkley. I think you might know him, just a little bit. And, he plays for the Giants. And let's just say there might be something to these Penn State running backs. I mean, not everybody's the same, but still, this guy right here, still productive running back. Didn't watch a whole bunch of Penn State football, but regardless, man, this guy right here certainly, can help out there with the depth there at running back. Next up, 57th overall pick in the second round. I love this pickup. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside from Stanford. I'm a Pac-12 guy. Coach Shaw is Coach Shaw, man. I think he is one of the best dang coaches in college. He seems just like, I want to meet this guy one day, man. Coach Shaw is, I can't stand Stanford when we play against them because I'm a USC fan all day. Fight on USC. Yes, I put my two fingers up in my right hand and rock my arm back and forth, SC all day long. But, you know what? You can't say enough about how he coaches these guys and what they produce and how they become a very productive player. So I like this a lot. Once again, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside coming from Stanford at wide receiver. That was a great pickup there for the Eagles. No third round pick, but you guys will go with the fourth round, 138th overall pick, Sharif Miller, defensive end, Penn State. Don't know much about him, but I know that they had a pretty decent defense. And then the fifth round, with the 167th overall pick and the final pick of the draft for you guys. You guys would pick up Clayton Thorson, quarterback out of Northwestern. And, I don't know much about him, but that's just adding depth. But regardless, I think I'd give you guys like a B. But regardless, man, go and talk about your guys' draft and let us know who you think can come in, be an immediate impact or maybe an impact down the line.
All right, so for me, I give the draft a low B. There was picks I liked, there was picks I didn't like, and apparently I'm basically talking about Clayton Thorson. I really wasn't a fan of that pick, but I get it. We have a philosophy of drafting quarterbacks every few years, develop them under the power line, trading them, or, getting some value for them. Andy Reid was famous for that. He did it with Kevin Conrad, A.J. Steele, just to name a couple. So they got back into that mode. But let's start with the first round pick. Andre Dillard, I believe he's going to play. Jason Peters is 37. He missed some snaps last year. I believe he missed one game last year, but I know he definitely missed snaps. So I believe that he will step in. He's only going to play left tackle. He's not going to play right tackle if Lane Johnson goes down. But I do believe Andre Dillard will. Apparently, he was supposed to be a top 10 pick. It just wasn't, the historic defensive line draft. He would have been like a top 10 pick. So I believe we got a steal there. Miles Sanders is the one that I'm concerned about. I know that he was behind Saquon. I know he's still producing everything, but there were some issues with pass protection, and there's some issues with fumbling. So we got to see if he can, cut those up. But at the same time, he also missed a lot of minicamp with a hamstring injury. So jury's still out on him. We're still waiting to see how he is and things like that. As far as the Sharif Miller pick, I don't know much about him either. From what I've read is he needs to bulk up before he can do any kind of contributions to anything. So I believe he's probably just, a stash for a year, and we'll get more on him next summer, next training camp.
Okay, well, short and sweet. I like that. Low B. I'll give him just a straight up, solid B. I thought it was pretty good pick. Some good pickups there. But overall, man, the Eagles. I mean, it's like what? At the same time, yeah, okay, it's a draft. You want to pick up the best available players, make your team better. You want to do your thing in free agency, get some more players. Of course, I think the big one, as you mentioned, of course, and I even know how I missed that, but Deshaun Jackson coming back. But regardless, you guys are so dang stacked to where it's like it would take a big superstar from another team that you guys could acquire in a trade or even free agency to pick up, or like a crazy super duper high up first round draft pick that would actually, in my opinion, not trying to say that any other guys, because they're going to make a difference and they're going to help out in everything, in every aspect. But honestly, man, I feel like unless it was somebody extremely just I don't know, just crazy talented, okay, or just an immediate starter, somebody, I'm talking about like Clowney, okay, or J.J. Watt, all right, or sorry Texans, but I'm just saying somebody that come in there and just be like, oh my gosh, look who they added. Unless it was somebody like that, or even in the draft, like a crazy first round draft pick or anything like that, I feel like right now it really wouldn't turn too many heads and none of that because the Eagles kind of already have what they need. You guys are just kind of adding depth. I mean, somewhat, because, of course, Malik Jackson's helping out a lot. But I just kind of felt like, when it comes down to it, you guys have such a strong team already that you're just kind of adding, you just want to add more depth, but already you guys have a very competitive team to actually make another run, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And like I said, I agree with you on that. Looking forward to this season, I truly believe that a lot of people would take a lot of our second string over their first string. And once again, I'm going back to the Giants with that. Like, our second string offensive line, everybody on that offensive line is capable of being a starter on somebody's team. Even tight end, Dallas Goedert, if he probably was behind Zach Ertz, would be a top 15 tight end right now. By the end of this year, he's going to be a top 10 tight end. I can promise that. Even quarterback depth. I mean, Rasul Douglas is probably our fourth string quarterback, and he could be a starter on anybody's team. That's basically what Howie Roseman has basically planned into this. He found cheap depth and quality, like they're borderline starters or quality starters, where they can get the job done.
Exactly, I agree, man. So let's go ahead and roll on into into this segment. You started off the segment with this, and I love it, man. So let's just continue it on and have some fun now. I mean, not like it hasn't been fun already, but hey, man, let's do this. Rolling on in to the final segment of this segment, of course, called Stick It To 'Em. Hey, man, Keith, Keith had some things to say, but he knew, the Giants may not be, up there. I can't wait to see what the others got to say coming up. But hey, man, Khalil's ready. I'm excited for this because let's see what he's got to say. But hey, man, here we go. So, stick it to him. You get to go ahead and talk about the rest of the NFC East. And talk about, where you think they're going to be, what they're going to do this year. You can predict final records if you'd like to. You can also predict the final record for your Eagles if you'd like to. I know some people are superstitious, so you don't have to predict the final record if you don't want to. But hey, man, this is your time. You could be polite and nice. You could be mean and nasty. However you want to be, do your thing, man. All thoughts, comments, opinions, and that's it. All thoughts, comments, and opinions are their own here at IE Sports Radio, including the podcasters and the guests. So hey, Khalil, stick it to him.
All right, man. So we're going to start off with the week one opponents. The Washington Redskins. I live around here in the DMV area. Redskins fans are hyped because Dwayne Haskins is the quarterback. Guess what? He ain't going to be the quarterback week one. It's going to be Case Keenum. So let's go ahead and talk about how y'all are a dumpster fire. Case Keenum, the quarterback. Trent Williams said he don't want to play for y'all no more. So you're putting in Eric Flowers. Again, Giants fans know all about him. He gave up about 10 sacks a year. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, 34-year-old Adrian Peterson, absolutely nothing at wide receiver. We even have to really even predict more than 5 wins for the Washington Redskins here. And trust me, we're going to put them back in the reality week one. Let's go down to the Dallas Cowboys. Actually, y'all are kind of a loose threat, though. But at the same time, Jason Garrett is in a lame duck year with his final year of his head coaching gig. And Jason Witten, 38 years old, he couldn't run 2 years ago. You think he's going to be able to run now? He couldn't even run the Monday Night Football. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and be down 2. So I'm going to give y'all 9 and 7, maybe 8 and 8. I don't know. We got to see how the Zeke thing plays out. And y'all got to hope Dak actually steps it up to the next level because y'all keep worrying about our quarterback so much, you're going to curse your own. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Then finally, we got the New York Giants. The New York Giants. The guy that I personally love in charge of that team, Dave Gettleman. Long live Dave Gettleman. The best general manager ever. And you know what? I hope he does give Eli Manning that extension that he rightfully deserves. I can only say great things about Eli Manning at this point in his career. I think he's doing a fantastic job. But wait. Training camp day one, y'all already have felt the curse with Odell Beckham. Golden Tate suspended 4 games for PED. Sterling Shepard fractured his thumb, and Corey Coleman tore his ACL. That's 3 receivers already. And remember, you traded Odell Beckham for nothing, Billy. And that's all I really got about the division. You want to talk about the Eagles? 11-5, 12-4, NFC Championship down guaranteed.
Hey, man. I just hit the applause button for you. I know you couldn't hear it, but man, let me hit that thunder button. You just brought the thunder, man. My gosh. Absolutely just ripped the NFC East a new one, man. I mean, for real, you just went in on the division. All right, man, no joke. That's a candidate right there. We're gonna have the best. I gotta edit these out and put them in a reel, because seriously, you're the stick it to them, man. This has been a fun segment. The Chargers, Micah last week, of course, I'm a Raider fan, and man, he went off on the Raiders, the Broncos, and the Chiefs. It was a lot. But I'll tell you what, man, that right there is absolutely a candidate. I think we have 2 front runners now, man, for the candidate of Stick It To Him. I mean, seriously.
We got two front runners?
We got 2 front runners. I mean, I feel like...
I let me put myself ahead of the situation there, man.
Uh-oh.
You know I keep calling the Giants little brother, right?
Little brother, yes, right, little brother.
Okay. So in the last 24 Eagles-Giants games, Eli Manning has 4 wins. That's ownership. And to put that in perspective for you, Eli Manning, his 4 wins, is the same amount of wins as Donovan McNabb has in the last 24 games. Donovan McNabb hasn't played for the Eagles since in 8 years almost.
Hey, man. I love this. You're bringing up these facts that are like, that's sad. That's terrible.
That's pretty bad. That's ownership. And to make it even worse, I like to say that I own New York because the Jets have never beaten us in history.
Really?
Yes, they have never beaten us. And we're playing them this year. So we'll probably extend that streak.
Oh, that's funny. Hey, man, I think we may have a new number 1 now, because you didn't just rip the rest of the division, okay? The NFC East. You didn't just rip the NFC East a new one. You brought facts and comedy all at the same time. Like, you really did. I find this comedy.
I tried.
I don't think the Giants say it's pretty funny, but it's a truth. And for the Eagles fans, I'm pretty sure it's hilarious. I mean, sorry, I'm laughing over here as a Raiders fan. But anyway, that's pretty funny, man. But oh my gosh. Okay, well, hey, I think we may have a new number 1 now. Micah, sorry, man. I mean, that was close. I still got to weigh it out. But man, I love that. Thanks for bringing the thunder, man, bringing the heat, and I'm loving it. But with that said, man, that's going to do it for the segment. But hey, I wanted to give you at least 5 minutes, because you do a lot. Like, seriously, I was talking to you before we got off the segment, man. Please, of course, first things first, let all these diehard Eagles fans know where to find you, man. Fly, Eagles, fly, as I mentioned earlier. Eagles Nation, Fly, Eagles, Fly Nation, whatever you want to call yourselves, guys. Hey, man, let all these fans know, okay, where they can find you on Twitter, any other social media outlets you may want to share, any things you may do, any publications you may write, any podcasts you may do, anything you may do, man. Khalil, the floor is yours, man. Let them know where they can find you.
All right, man. So mainly, if you want all the Eagles news, you can follow me on Twitter at TheReason540. But if you like comedy, you want your hip hop, you want your pop culture news, you want your updated news beat, because I mean, so much comes out. You might have heard this song or this album, but you ain't got time to get to it yet. So you want to know what you think? Go ahead and follow Reason TV on Instagram at TheReason1348. News and reviews every Thursday night. Make sure you check it out.
Hey, man, that's awesome. I gotta check that out myself. I like that, man. But make sure you go check it out, man. Great stuff. I'm sure pushing it out. I can't wait to go check it out myself, man. And certainly seems like you got yourself quite the following, and we definitely want to help out, man. So definitely everybody go check out Mr. Khalil and Reason TV again. I mean, great stuff there. Once again, the CEO of Reason TV, and that's cool, man. So you actually you do reviews of albums and stuff like that, huh?
Yeah, exactly, man. News and reviews, I do, music, movies. I got my own little comedy sketches, man, that I come up with. I even got something that's called, like, What Happened, where it's like I might take an artist from, like, the early 2000s that you probably like, hey, what did happen to them? And I'll give you a little update. I might link their social media pages and things like that.
That's really cool, man. That's super cool. So you know what, man? I'm glad to have you a part of it. Well, I'm glad to have you part of the show today, man. Definitely want to check out all your stuff here. I'm glad to to bring it out and help promote as well. And hey, man, you were big before us for sure, but hopefully we can add a few more listeners or a few more subscribers. That'll be cool, man. So definitely go check him out. Show him some love, man. Mr. Khalil, once again, where's that applause button, man? Hey, thanks again for being a part of the show. That was awesome, man. Thanks for having it. Thanks for being a part of the show today and for lending your knowledge, dropping your knowledge on us about the Eagles, man. Have a great season. Hey, brother, God bless you and your family, man. Have a wonderful week, and I look forward to having you back on the show real soon, man.
Definitely, man. Had a lot of fun. Can't wait to talk more Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly, everybody.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Hey, take care, man. God bless. Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon. All right, take care, man. All right, so with that said, once again, Mr. Khalil, I got to show him some love, man. Great stuff there. Hey, y'all, that is that. So, 2 teams down, just 2 to go. When we get back, we'll be talking about them boys. Who are them boys? The Cowboys, y'all. So, stay tuned. We got ourselves plenty more to come today. You are now tuned in live. Well, hopefully you've been tuned in live. But if you're just joining us while you are now tuned in live to 3 and Out, 8 divisions in 8 days. NFC week rolling along right here. We are on day 3 of 4 of NFC week right here. NFC East edition today right here on IE Sports Radio. Your direct feed for all that is sports. So show us some love and hit us up in the chat room, y'all. Continue to hit us up in the chat room. Let us know what you think. The NFC East, the powerhouse division of the NFL. Let's see. Do we still think that? Is that what fans out there still thinking? Is there a new powerhouse? Let us know, y'all. Get us in the chat room. Show us some love. And there it is. So anyway, y'all, with that said, once again, you are listening to 3 and Out, 8 divisions in 8 days. NFC Week, NFC East edition right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back talking Cowboys after this. Good evening, sports fans. This is me, your boy Larry B, bringing you yet another action-packed, wall-to-wall episode of The Defining Moment right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Phil Robinson here at IE Sports Radio, taking this moment to welcome you to storm down the lane on the Fast Break Show with me and my man Phil Jones right now.
Hey everybody, it's the host of the fastest show on IE Sports Radio, Daryl Kinsey Jr., and I'm welcoming you to take a lap of the extra mile with me and my co-hosts Lolita Camillo, Caitlin Seam, and Michael Ward as we go through all of the news and updates in NASCAR, Formula One, IndyCar, and more. That's the Extra Mile, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on IE Sports Radio.
Hello, lovelies. Caitlin Seam here, host of Not What It Seems, where nothing is off limits and no sport is safe. On IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Two Wheels Wednesday with Matt White, taking you inside the pit lane of British Superbike, World Superbike, and the big one, MotoGP.
Hey everyone, this is Felicia, the First Lady of IE Sports Radio and one of your esteemed co-hosts of Ring Rambling Radio, along with Martine Sandoval and Matt Petrushka, for all of your wrestling news and talk, from everything from WWE to Ring of Honor, All Elite Wrestling, New Japan, anything you like. Be sure to catch us right here on IE Sports Radio.
Hey there, hockey fans. This is Cal Henderson
with Nico Green.
And we are welcoming you to join us on the Neutral Zone presented by IE Sports Radio throughout the hockey season.
Buddy, let me tell you, hockey's never been hotter, and neither has the Neutral Zone.
You definitely don't want to miss it, so tune into youtube.com, IE Sports Radio, or IESportsRadio.com for all things that are hockey.
Hey everyone, this is your boy Phil Jones, co-host of the Unfiltered Truth with Phil Robinson III. Every Monday, 3:30, 6:30, and Tuesday, 5:30, 8:30. On IE Sports Radio, we're here to give you guys nothing but Raider news, breakdowns of both sides of the game, and interviews with active and former players and NFL analysts. Because we are here to give you nothing but the unfiltered truth. We want you guys to get the real stuff. So join us every Monday night and Tuesday night on IE Sports Radio.
What's going on, football fans? This is me, your boy Larry B, inviting you to join myself, Callum Reynolds, Mike Pat, and John Felipe for one of the most electrifying football shows you have ever heard. 3 and Out, right here on IE Sports Radio. Recap of the week before, a preview of what's to come, and of course, 3 hardcore head-to-head primetime face-offs each week. You don't want to miss it.
You love racing, and we love racing. So join myself, Lolita Canelo, with my co-hosts, Daryl Kinsey Jr., Caitlin C., and Michael Ward as we talk racing on the Extra Mile here every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern on the IE Sports Radio Network, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Oh yeah, if you're a fan of professional wrestling, if you're a fan of WWE, if you're a fan of All Elite Wrestling, if you're a fan of the sport of professional wrestling, you're in the right place. Hello, I am the SoCal Saint, Martin Sandoval, coming to you live with Ring Rambling Radio, along with the First Lady of IE Sports Radio, Felicia, and my good brother, Matt Petrushka. It's Ring Rambling Radio, part of IE Sports Radio. Dig it!
Hello and welcome to the Soccer Scoreboard Show with your host, Gabriel Montoya. This is the show for soccer, football fans, or whatever you call the beautiful game. Every week I tackle the latest and greatest news from around the soccer world, from the English Premier League to the World Cup to MLS, Liga MX, and more. You can listen to the Soccer Scoreboard Show and our lineup of fantastic guests every Friday at noon here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Are you a big fan of baseball? Well, then join us every Tuesday on the International Empire Sports Radio Network. I'm your host, Brandon Buckingham. I have my co-host, Karen Rodriguez, and Blake Henley. Join me every week when we will discuss the latest in sports. See you then.
What's up, IE Sports Radio family? This is John Felipe, one half of the Brothers Blue, coming to you from Charlotte, North Carolina. You can catch me on any one of those shows, on 3 and Out, on The Brothers Blue on YouTube, as well as IE Sports Radio, your home for all that is sports.
Warning, warning. The following opinions are not sanctioned by IE Sports Radio. The truth is a beautiful thing. We would never twist it, nor will it ever be sugar-coated. So prepare yourself. I'm Phil Robinson, he's Phil Jones, and this is The Unfiltered Truth.
Hello, this is Michael Ward from The Extra Mile, and you're listening to IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hey, IE Sports Radio family, this your boy, Mr. Gumbo himself, Caleb Fat Mac Reynolds. What up? You know I'm part of the Defining Moment NBA segment and also 3 and Out. Holla at your boy from the Big Easy all the way to your front door. This is IE Sports Radio, your home for all that is sports.
Hey guys, it's Blake Henley, better known as H-Town Blake to some of you. Happy to announce that Bases Loaded is back and in full force. We'll be bringing that high heat every Tuesday night here on IE Sports Radio. So come home, get ready, dig into that batter's box, and see if you can chase that high heat, baby. So we'll be coming to you live with all the stats, all the rundowns, all the division rivalries, and every team that's going to make the playoff push to get to that one and only October and get to the pinnacle of what baseball is, to hoist that commissioner's trophy when it's all said and done.
This is your Lopista, the Kurt Man. You can catch me each month alongside Vince Wright, sports governor of Minnesota, talking boxing on IE Sports Radio.
Hello, sports fans. This is Mike Pat, co-host of 3 and Out NFL Edition, editor of the IE Sports Radio blog, diehard Redskins fan, alumni of the Florida State University, and all-around sports fanatic. Come check out my stuff and more on IE Sports Radio, your feed for all that is sports.
Hey, this your boy Phil Jones, also the host of the Fast Break Show, with Phil Robinson III joining me as my sidekick as always. Look, we come at you guys every Friday night at 5 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern. Look, we give you guys all the latest NBA news from NCAA as well and the WNBA. We also let you guys know pregame, injuries, whatever you need to know for basketball, for your fantasy league as well. So look, y'all tune in for the Fast Break Show every Friday night at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Eastern on IE Sports Radio. Y'all take care.
What's good, everybody? My name is Taryn Rodriguez, co-host for Bases Loaded. You can catch me, Brandon Buckingham, and Blake Henley on Bases Loaded at 7 p.m. Pacific Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on IE Sports Radio. It's sure to be a grand slam.
This is Matt Petrushka, one half of the Good Brothers of Ring Ramblin' Radio, with Martin Sandoval and Felicia Ruizrager, and you can catch us each month talking everything wrestling right here on IE Sports Radio, your home for all that is sports.
Do you love college football? And do you want to hear a college football show dedicated to all that is college football, including junior college and the CCAA and the NJCAA, the NAIA, and the NCAA, including Division III, Division II, Division I AA in the FCS, and Division I A in the FBS? Well then, look no further. Join myself, Larry B., and my colleagues, Mr. H-Town Blake Henley, and Mr. Christian Espinoza, each week during the college football season for the latest in college football on 3 and Out College Edition, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Good day, folks. Yours truly, Nico Green here, reminding you, tune in to the Neutral Zone Hockey Talk Radio Show, Tuesdays, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern, proudly brought to you by IE Sports Radio. It's the Neutral Zone. All hockey, all the time. Take care. See you soon.
Hey, what's up, BS3 sports fans? If you love listening to the BS3 Sports Show, check out the Weekend Wrap-Up every Monday at 12:15 Central Time, 1:15 Eastern, recapping the weekend in sports like you never heard it before. Comedy, interactive chat room, it's a must-listen. Weekend Wrap-Up on Spreaker.com, part of the X Squad. Check it out. You won't be disappointed.
What up, all you boxing fans? This is Vince Wright, the sports governor, and me and Gilbert Batista are the host of Ringside on IE Sports Radio. Make sure you keep it tuned to IE Sports Radio, Spreaker.com for the latest edition of Ringside. All the boxing news you need right here. Keep it tuned, Spreaker.com, IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Welcome back, football fans. Well. We started things off with the Giants, with Mr. Keith. We continued them on with the Eagles, with Mr. Khalil, and well, we are back at it, talking some Cowboys football now with the third team of the day, talking about them boys, of course, the Dallas Cowboys, with none other than Mr. Ashton. Glad to have him back here on the show. Super diehard Cowboys fan. And I'll tell you what, man, it's been so great tweeting with this guy over the last season. Met him last season, I believe. And yeah, it was a lot of fun tweeting with you. And we had you on the show once before, or it might have been twice, but yeah, man, it's hard to keep up with everybody, but I'm just glad that we were able to get you back on the show here today. And yeah, without further ado, y'all, once again, ladies and gentlemen, one of the biggest diehard Cowboys fans you will ever meet, definitely proud Cowboys fan, and really excited, I'm sure, for this season. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming Mr. Ashton. How's it going, man?
Good, man. How are you, Larry? Thanks for having me back on the show.
Hey, but I'm glad I'm doing my best, and I'm glad you're doing great, and things are just moving forward. And as we just talked right now, man, hey, we got God, man. We already won. You know how that goes.
Amen. Everybody needs God in their life, and even if they don't believe in it, man, I definitely say prayers for you guys.
Absolutely. That's what I say too, man. Hey, for the non-believers, you're still in my prayers, man. No matter what, I just pray God shines His light on all of you, on myself, on my family, because no matter what, even if we are believers, we're still sinners, and we still gotta, no matter what, man, we always gotta, hey, do our best to repent and show God we're for real,
Amen. I don't think you could have said it any better, Larry.
Yeah, I do my best, brother. So, with that said, man, let's go ahead and jump on into some Cowboys, man. I am so dang excited for this team this year because you guys have, I don't want to call it a make or break, but it's kind of a make or break. I mean, it really, you guys have the team. Last year, you were so close yet so far. This year, it's like, if you guys don't get there, or at least to the NFC Championship, I don't know what to say. So, let's go ahead and jump on in real quick. This is your first time doing 8 Division 8 days, I believe so, right? It's your first time doing this actual segment, right?
I do believe so, yes. I believe it's the first time that I've been on this segment. I have been on the show before.
Yeah, you've been on the show, but I think that was a primetime face-off. This is a little bit different. So let's go ahead and jump it on over to how you became such a diehard, man. So first and foremost, go ahead and give it to us, Mr. Ashton. Talk to us, man. There's a lot of Cowboys fans listening right now. Tell every one of them how you became a diehard Cowboys fan.
So let's see, man, how I became a diehard Cowboys fan. It started with the Star when I was little, and I believe that the Star has been a part of my life for, going on almost 40 years now, and there's nothing more than I love than the Dallas Cowboys. I bleed blue. I'm going to be there for my team through the bad seasons, through the good seasons, and like you were just saying, I kind of feel like it's more of a make or break year as far as Gary goes. I love the perseverance after last season, going from 3-5, showing heart, battling back. Man, that trade for Cooper, I tell you what, man, that guy was worth a first-round pick if you ask me.
He was.
He's a real deal out there.
He was. And I'm glad that my Raiders were able to get that first-round pick because I feel that we both got better. I feel that Cooper needed to change the scenery. He went with you guys, became just the player that everyone knew he can be. He just needed to change the scenery. And now we got some first-round picks that are really going to help us out. So, honestly, I think I really think that trade worked out for both teams very well.
I do feel like the trade worked out for both teams. He came in and stepped in and gave us that number one receiver role that we were desperately looking for. As we all know, the wide receiver by committee didn't work at all last year, and so we had to go in a different direction. As far as the Raiders go, man, I feel like you got nice, good young talent in the first round, and hopefully you guys will be able to build with that. I hate to tell you, Larry, man, but it's kind of been a thing in my family. I'm no love for the Raiders. But I definitely have love for you, my guy. I have love for you.
Hey, man, well, I'll tell you why I got love for you, too, man. I'm proud that hey, man, at the end of the day, this is what we always say here, courtesy of Miss Meg Renee, of course. You've seen her in the chats tweeting every Sunday and everything. Hey, man, as quoted by her, football is family. Am I right?
Yeah, football is definitely family, and I'm always welcome to open banter, and that's just part of living in the sports life. Whenever you love a team so much and you go with somebody else who loves another team, man, you just gotta take it. Friendly banter, that's how it goes. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be Cowboys over everything.
Hey, man, I wouldn't say it any other way because you're a diehard, man. The same way I am. Raiders love everybody, so I feel you, man. So here we go. Well, in sports, that is. So here we go. Let's go ahead and jump on in to the NFC East. Excuse me. And jump on into last year. So, your thoughts on last season. So, courtesy of NFL.com, we have here the Cowboys finishing 10-6, went all the way to the divisional round and fizzled out versus the Rams. That was a great game, but the Rams just had more. They went and got C.J. Anderson for that game, for the 1-2 punch. They got you guys there in the divisional round in L.A. But you guys have finished 10-6, winning a division title. Then it would be the Eagles at 9-7, the Redskins at 7-9, and the Giants at 5-11. So let's go ahead and talk about last season real quick, man. Go ahead and give us all your thoughts on last season, all the way up into the playoffs.
Well, let's see, man. Kind of like I just told you just a second ago. First and foremost, the heart and the perseverance to fight down or fight back from the team that was 3-5. It honestly looked like we had no identity at all. We kind of looked like we were going to, finish in the bottom part of the league. And that heart and that perseverance, how my team came together and showed hard just to fight back, to be able to put ourselves into a playoff position, meant a lot to me as a fan. And as far as the Rams go, getting into the playoffs, like I said earlier, I feel like it's more of a make-or-break season as far as Garrett's concerned. I feel like this year, he may be on a hot seat. I can't really consider it a hot seat because you know how Jerry's loyal to his players and his coaches. So that aspect's a little tough for me. But I feel like NFC Championship a bust for Garrett and as a whole, as a team, with all the new moves, the Robert Quinns, the draft and Tristan Hills. I'm telling you guys, watch out for that boy Pollard behind Zeke. Zeke's going to lead that kid a long way. He can do it all. He's more of your, I would say, scat back type player. I believe he'll help.
Well, I think right now you guys have a pretty dang good... I feel like you guys got a good team, man. I mean, really, let's take a look at your free agency. And I feel like right now you guys have a pretty good roster this year. I mean, yeah, you did, there were some moves around and everything. We'll get to the draft and everything. But let's first get to the free agency. We have courtesy of ESPN.com. The big one, I feel, was Randall Cobb, man. Just bringing this guy in, longtime Packer. You guys parted ways with Cole Beasley. He went on over to Buffalo. I think he's going to do great things over there. But you guys got a guy who's actually pretty comparable to him. A workhorse, a very tough, hard-nosed player, man. A receiver that goes up and catches everything. Randall Cobb, very good pickup there. Then you guys re-signed Tavon Austin. Jameis Olawale, which was, of course, a Raider a couple years back. Cameron Fleming, offensive tackle. I think he was also he was a free agent from the Patriots, from what I can see here. We have Chris Covington, defensive tackle. You guys signed this year. Also, Kerry Hayter, defensive lineman. You guys have George Iloka, safety, who you signed, and that was it. If there was any that I missed, please go ahead and throw them in there. But go ahead and talk about your free agency, man.
As far as free agency goes this year, I feel like we put pieces in there that were the holes from last year. Randall Cobb coming over for Bees. Bees was special to me. I don't like the way he's kind of throwing the Cowboys under the bus, but I guess that's just being a diehard fan. As far as Cobb goes, you are absolutely right, man. He's a veteran. He's savvy. He knows how to run his route. I believe that he can easily play outside of the slot position, although I believe we're going to look at him where Bees is going to be missing. Covington, he's a workhorse on the defensive line. Robert Quinn is one of my main key free agents that we signed. I believe having their right end presence that can rush just as well as DeMarcus Lawrence on the left end. By the way, shout out to Tank coming back healthy this year. I believe that he's going to turn it up to a whole nother notch. I really believe him coming back healthy from the shoulder injury and leading what we call them hot boys in Dallas, man. I believe that defensive line is going to get quarterbacks this year. I believe Antoine Wood, who came out of nowhere last year, he's going to step it up. Kerry Hyder, I understand that he had a injury in Detroit, I believe is where he came from. But if that kid can get back to what he was doing in his early part of Detroit before he got injured, I believe he's going to be another key piece. But like I said, man, I just feel like Robert Quinn is going to be that huge key piece for us. And, the Zeke thing, you got to feed him. We got to pay the man. He's too vital to our offense.
Absolutely. And right now, as a matter of fact, this interview is being recorded as is the rest of the NFC East all today on Sunday, July 28th, so a couple days ago. But real quick, man, as of right now, maybe by that time, maybe by that time coming up on Wednesday, which is when the show is actually airing on Wednesday, July 30th. But go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry, 31st. But let's go ahead and talk about that real quick, man. Zeke, he hasn't showed up to practice yet. It's still Sunday, like I said. By then, we'll see what's up. But let's see, man. I mean, what do you think right now? I know pay the man, but he still hasn't showed up. What's he asking for again?
I want to say he's looking for Todd Gurley money. And if we paid him Todd Gurley money or above Todd Gurley, I believe, I'm not too much of a numbers crunch type of guy, but I believe that would make him the highest paid running back at his position. I could be wrong on that. And like I said a minute ago, Zeke is such a vital part to our offense. And, you know, as far as blocking goes, as far as, you know, scheme, most of all, look at the guy's numbers when you have 8 men inside of the box. It's just phenomenal. And without his leadership and the role that he stepped into through, you know, the latter parts of last year as trying to become, you know, the leader, I feel like it kind of hurts us that he's not at camp. But then again, when he's doing all those things for your team, and you depend on him so much for your team, you're gonna have to pay him.
Right.
Now, if you look at our breakdown as far as our contracts go, shout out to your voice of the star, Patrick, on, you know, Cowboy Nation, man. He does a lot of great writing for us, and he keeps me updated on a lot of stuff, and, you know, as far as numbers and stuff like that go. And the thing about that is a lot of Cowboy Nation is worried about, you know, signing our big guys, like Coop and Dak and Zeke, and then, you know, coming in the future years, you got Byron Jones, who turned into a lockdown corner and stuff like that. So the money is going to be there. We have the money to fully pay those. But right now, with the way Zeke is holding out, he kind of seems to be more of a priority along with Dak and along with Cooper. But if you want to take yourself and be that role, you got to show up to practice. You got to show up to camp. That way you can continue doing what you're doing, and that's being a great leader.
Absolutely. You know what, man? Pay the man. You know, why not? Pay the man. Like, this is absolutely, man. I agree. This guy right here is somebody who needs to be paid. He is worth every penny, and he's somebody who I feel that is just, without a doubt, man, you're right. He's very vital to your offense, and right now, if you don't sign this guy, or if he continues to hold out, I mean, it's just not good. You know, you guys need your star running back to be there. In order to have that same success as last year and go even further, this guy needs to be there. He needs to be a part of this offense, and you know, it's true. Pay him what he's worth, because I think everybody should be paid what they're worth. So let's hope that they reach a deal coming up quick. But let's go back on over to ESPN.com and talk about your guys' draft. So you guys did not have a first-round pick, but Tristan Hill, defensive tackle out of UCF, Central Florida, a team who was absolutely just, they went undefeated last year or 2 years ago. Or actually, I don't know. I think have they gone undefeated in 2 years in a row? Forgot. I keep up so much. But incredibly tough team at UCF, man. Central Florida. The Knights are just absolutely, you know, Nitro, gotta love their mascot, but they are just something else, man. This team they have been producing some big time players, and while this guy is no different. So with the 58th overall pick in the second round, Tristan Hill going on over from UCF to Dallas at defensive tackle. Great pickup. In the third round, you guys got the 90th overall pick, Connor McGovern, guard out of Penn State. Big boy here. I loved his footwork, man. This guy, and watching him in the combine was just awesome. This guy has feet for days. He stays low. I think he's going on over there to work to be, you know, behind, you know, a guy who I think is just, if not the best, I mean, one of the best ever, of course, Zach Martin. At guard, he's going to learn so much, get stronger with these guys. I mean, I just really like this, you know, I really, really like that pick up there. In the fourth round with the 128th overall pick, you guys got Tony Pollard, as you mentioned earlier, running back out of Memphis. I like that pickup as well. Memphis, not a bad team. So don't know too much about him, but I know it's a good pickup there. In the fifth round with the 158th overall pick, Michael Jackson, the corner out of Miami. Miami this year, not bad. Not a bad team. So, let's see how well, he transferred over. You guys got a pretty good pickup, I thought. Somebody to help out that secondary. I know it was a 5th-round pick, but hey, gems pop up all over the place, and who knows? I mean, Byron Jones, I know, was one of the guys up over there, and the secondary. Hey, he's going to be working with a good secondary. So we have here Joe Jackson, defensive end out of Miami, another player out of the U. You guys got in the 5th round with the 165th overall pick. Then with the 213th overall pick, Devon Wilson, safety out of Texas A&M, a hard-hitting player from a hard-hitting school, and then the 7th round, the 218th pick, Mike Weber, running back out of Ohio State. So you got another running back out of Ohio State. What's up, Zeke? Maybe not to the caliber of Zeke, but who knows? We shall see. But hey, he's got a fellow alum over there with him. And Jalen Jelks, defensive end out of Oregon, with the 7th round pick with the 241st overall pick. And you know what, man? Not too bad. I don't know too much about him, but I know Oregon produced some good players in the last decade or so. Oregon's, they've certainly, you got guys like DeForest Buckner. So I don't know if the coach is still there, but, it should be some quality. Maybe these guys, hopefully they'll make the team. We'll see. But, that depends. So when it all comes down to it, man, how do you feel about this draft? And if you can't, give them a grade.
I didn't hear the last part of what you said. How do I feel about the draft and what?
Yeah, I said, how do you feel about the draft? And if you can, give them a grade. What do you think these guys are going to be? And that's what, might as well add that part, of course, too. 'Cause I'm going to ask it to you anyway. Give you guys a grade in the draft, and on top of that, give us, the roles that you think some of these guys are going to come in and play early, and maybe even some down the line.
All right, let's see, man. If I had to give an overall draft grade as far as positions of need, I'm going to have to go with probably a B+. I only say that, yes, McGovern does have beautiful feet work. I just didn't know about the kid as far as why we drafted him. Obviously, it all starts up front on the offensive line. So that draft did kind of threw me off. I could see him working in with maybe Lyle moving on next year, where he's due up to being a free agent next year. Maybe we'll work something with McGovern, moving him to possibly say right tackle, or maybe moving Connor Williams back over to tackle because he played tackle in college some. And so we might be able to work McGovern in there. Tristan Hill, I believe that kid's going to come on strong as a rotational player probably within the 4 weeks. And, man, you never know. You might look out for the kid to start late in the latter part of the year. I already spoke on Pollard. I love the kid to death. I've been digging into a lot of him about the kid. He's a great return specialist. He looks like he can catch the football out of the backfield, do things that we need to do, as far as blocking and scheme goes. I believe that'll help him. A lot of those other guys in the later rounds, I believe that they're going to be situational type players that are going to learn from our vets. Aloka, he'll be good to teach the young kids in the back. Byron Jones, all those guys, Jordan Lewis, teaching, Michael Jackson. We like to say hee around Cowboy Nation, or the Michael Jackson thing. What can we say? Cowboys Nation is a different family. What can we say?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
But, I'm really excited about the guys that we drafted. I just want to stand behind them as a true fan, dig into them, and watch them earn their star, man. It's all about earning the star and playing for America's team.
Absolutely, man. I completely agree. And you guys have this... The Cowboys have this demeanor, man. Like, it's like a... I love it. It's like a cowboy. It's exactly like a cowboy, because they're ready to fight, ready to rock and roll, ready to go whenever it's time. You know what I mean? Like, it's go time, it's go time. Like, so this is a tough team. They've always had that demeanor about them, always had that tough... squabbiness, I don't know what you want to call it, but they're always, it's a very, really tough team who I feel this year you guys added lots of pieces. I think I gave you guys a solid B. I'm really, really excited to see some of these guys, of course, you can see all these guys get out there and play, but as of right now, man, I like what you guys got, and I'm really excited to see what these youngsters are able to bring to the table. So, with that said, man, we've reached close to the end of the segment, but we're going to get to a little fun segment here called Stick It To 'Em. And, well, let's just say, I don't know if you heard you couldn't hear it because this is all pre-recorded for today's show, but earlier, man, Mr. Khalil of the Eagles went ahead and just gave it to the Cowboys, man. Talking about, I mean, it wasn't super bad, but man, he just went ahead and said that, not your year. So he's taking the Eagles. Even the Giants fan, man, Mr. Keith earlier gave you guys a little something saying that, if there's any team in the NFL you can't stand for, it's the Cowboys. Pretty sure you're used to hearing that, of course, being America's team and all. And, we got a Redskins fan coming up at the end. Coming up, actually getting ready to record his segment in just a little bit right after yours. But, let's just say, I don't know, I'm pretty sure, you guys all have this quote-unquote love-hate for each other. I'm sure more of that's hate. maybe just respect, hate. That's all there is to it. But regardless, hey, man, you could be mean and nasty. You could be nice and polite. You could be respectful. You could be disrespectful. You could be whatever you want to be, man. All thoughts, comments, and opinions are their own here on IE Sports Radio, as well. That goes for the podcasters and for the guests. So, with that said, say what you will, man. Talk about the rest of the NFC East, how you think they're going to do this season, and of course, talk about your Cowboys and how you think they're going to do this season. You can give them a final record. You can give everybody a final record if you'd like to. And the Cowboys, you can leave out the final records if you want to. I know some people are superstitious, and that's okay. So you don't have to, give the final record for your team. If you want to just place them, how they're going to do this year. Whatever you like to do, man, let us know. So without further ado, Ashton, stick it to him.
Man, first of all, I gotta say, die Eagles, die. I'm a Cowboys fan at heart. I love my Dallas Cowboys. And to be honest, man, we all know the Super Bowl winning quarterback left the Eagles and went to Jacksonville. Let's be real here, okay? I understand that deep on paper, but them boys is going to come out back-to-back NFC East champion, and we marching to 6 this year. All the haters, I know y'all are used to me saying it for 25-plus years, but all the haters can sit back, relax, and watch my boys go get that Lombardi at the end of the year. The Redskins, man, no love for them. No love for anybody in the NFC East. It's Cowboy Nation till I die. I don't really want to, continue to dog other teams in my division. We'll let it play out on the field. As far as final record, we got a tough schedule this year. I'm going to have to go with probably 10-6 or 11-5. I feel really good about the 11-5 mark. But, there's always those tough games in the NFC East division. I can't say that any of those teams are going to lay down because it's all hated rivalries. But I believe that right around that record would be perfect for us. And then we're going to march through the playoffs, barring no injuries. Everybody staying healthy, man. And I feel like this is going to be our year. Like I said earlier in the cast, man, we made the right moves and got the right pieces that we were missing from last year. And I feel like it's, do or die for us as far as getting to 6. And as far as Jason Garrett goes, man, it's got to be an NFC championship or bust.
I think so. I think this is definitely that year where it is, put up or shut up, for him and for the Cowboys, man, because you guys have this team, man. My gosh, if there was ever a year where the Cowboys had, I think, a better chance at it, man, it's got to be this year. I hate to hype you guys up so much and to jinx you guys. I'm not trying to jinx you guys up at all with all the hype and trying to hype you guys up too much and overhype y'all, but the Cowboys this year got this team that I just feel now with Cooper there, and I just really, really feel you guys have a very good chance of making an NFC NFC championship run. I don't know about Super Bowl, we'll find out, but NFC championship for sure, I think is where you guys is where you guys should be. But will you? Well, we'll find out. So with that said, hey, Ashton, man, it has been awesome as always, man. True honor to always have you on this show, man. Thank you so much for being on today's show. Final segment, man. Let everybody know where they can find you on Twitter, and of course, where they can find you on any other social media you'd like to share, any publications you may write, any podcasts, anything you want to share, man. Let Cowboys Nation know where to find you.
Well, first off, Cowboys Nation, you can find me on Twitter at Looking Crazy. That's LOOKNKRZY. Feel free to, shoot a follow. I always follow back on every one of my, followers. It's only the right thing to do. Second of all, man, I would just like to say much love to you, Larry, for letting me have the opportunity to come on and represent America's team, the Dallas Cowboys, the team that I love wholeheartedly until the day I die. I feel truly blessed for the time that you take and, you know, the conversations that we've had through Twitter. Man, you're a really great guy, and again, I appreciate you for the opportunity for letting me rep the team that I love.
Hey, brother, I appreciate you, man. I mean, I ain't letting y'all, like literally letting y'all, but I mean, here on the show, definitely, man. You can rep that team all day here on this network, man. That's what it's all about. John Felipe, hey, I spoke to him a little bit ago, and he's totally right, man. I echo this all the way through the airway, through the podcast airwaves here at IE Sports Radio, but I think he said it best. This network is by the fans, for the fans, and that's what it's always about, man. So it's, hey, number one, of course, above all, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Without him, we are nothing. And of course, without all you listeners out there, hey, IE Sports Radio is nothing. So without all the people, the diehards like yourself, Ashton, hey man, IE Sports Radio is nothing, and we appreciate you guys being a part of this. Hey man, I appreciate you, Mr. Ashton, coming on here and being a part of this show, as well as the rest of our listeners, man. So hey, thanks again for being a part of this, and for showing us love, for repping us, for retweeting our stuff, and for just, you know, being a part of the IE Sports Radio community, man. So hey, thanks again. We appreciate you. Have you a wonderful rest of your week, man. We'll have a wonderful week. God bless you and your family, and we'll talk to you soon, man.
Yes, sir. God bless, sir. Thank you again.
Anytime, brother. Take care.
Bye.
All right, bye. Well, with that said, y'all, once again, that was Mr. Ashton. Awesome stuff, as always, y'all. So, what do you call it? I mean, just awesome stuff by all of y'all, man. Thank you so much for today's show. This has been great so far. Well, we got one more to go, man. You know what that means. One more to go. And that, of course, is the Redskins. So we got Mr. Felix coming up, man. Mr. Felix Trammell, I believe, or Trammell, I don't want to butcher his name. But we'll be talking to him in just a few minutes after this break. And we'll be talking some Redskins football, y'all. HTTR, hail to the Redskins. We shall see what he says in this final segment for the show as we wrap up the NFC East. We are talking NFC East football today on NFC Week here on 3 and Out. 8 divisions in 8 days, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. So go nowhere, y'all. I'll be right back after this.
Hello, soccer fans. Pierre Moss here with you. I am the host of the Soccer Scoreboard Show right here on IE Sports Radio each and every week. Games and the best action from around the world of soccer. Not only do we have live scores for you, but we also news and all the latest stories from the soccer world right here on the Soccer Scoreboard Show. Come join us each and every week right here on IE Sports Radio.
Hi everybody, it's Calvin here from USRN, here to give you an important message. Since 2017, we have done our absolute best to provide you with nothing but the highest quality of sports calls in the greatest of quantity possible. Thanks to you, our station has grown more than we ever thought. That's why, with your help, we would like to grow even further. Just think, twice the amount of your favorite calls, 24 hours of coverage, talk shows, play-by-play, game-by-game analysis, and so much more. That's right, USRN2 is officially in development. But we can't do it alone. We have set up a GoFundMe page that you can access from our homepage on the left of your screen. We also are planning special giveaways and prizes to our highest donors. Our goal here at USRN is to bring you the best calls possible at no cost to you. In order to continue to do that, we need your help now. Please check out our GoFundMe page, and if you would like to know how you can help, you can email usrnradio@gmail.com. Without your support, we couldn't do what we do.
From the home plate to the nets, the end zone to the finish line, here nothing is off limits and no sport is safe. Not What It Seems with your host Caitlin Seam, bringing you sports like you've never heard before. Catch me Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, right here on IE Sports Radio. The only question is, are you ready?
Welcome back, football fans. Well, it has been a show. My gosh. Started things off with Keith earlier today talking about his Giants. Because given his dislike about the rest of the division, then we got to Mr. Khalil. And Khalil, man, big old Eagles fan, because my gosh, he just lit up the NFC East. And then we just talked to Mr. Ashton, who, I mean, he didn't even bother going into the Giants or the Redskins because of how much he can't stand the Eagles. But, of course, he has no love for the rest of the division at all. And then, of course, right now, final team of the day. I mean, this division is always so much fun. Once again, you are listening to 3 and Out, 8 divisions in 8 days. The third day of NFC week. It is the NFC East right now. We are talking, and I mean, my gosh, we are almost down. We have 5 teams left to go in the NFL. By the end of today, we will have just 4 remaining, and that, of course, is tomorrow's show, the AFC South. This show, or this interview, is recorded, just like the rest of the NFC East, was recorded on Sunday, July 28th, 2019, so just a couple days ago, but for the sake of today's show, it is the final day of July, Wednesday, July 31st. So let's go ahead and jump on into the final team of today's show, and that, of course, is HTTR. Hail to the Redskins, of course. And with us to talk about those Redskins, or shall I say his Redskins, or shall I say your Redskins, Redskins Nation, of course, and of course talking to this man right here about his Redskins. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in here to talk about those Redskins, his Redskins, of course. He is a writer for 1340 AM Fox Sports, and all around diehard, looks like a diehard DMV area, at least for the professional sports, that is. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in the one and only Felix Trammell. How's it going, Felix?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on the show. I'm glad to be here.
Hey, brother. Well, it is great to have you on the show as well, man. Thank you so much for being on today's show, and this is just awesome. Another newcomer, y'all. So, gotta really, as we always do. I mean, by the fans, for the fans is what we're all about here at IE Sports Radio, as Mr. John Felipe, one of my co-hosts, said it best last year, and that's exactly what it is. So, yeah, man, glad to have you here, part of the show today, to talk about your Redskins, and let's, get things going about how you feel about them this season. So, first and foremost, man, let's take a step backwards, though, and talk about, well, before we do any of that, let's go ahead and talk about your journey as a Redskins fan, man. So, first things first, Felix, tell all the Redskins fans listening right now how you became such a diehard Redskins fan.
I became a Redskins fan. I was 4 years old. And 4 years old for me is 1987. That was NFL. That was the strike season. We had the replacement players. And the best team in the league that year, of course, was the hometown Washington Redskins. So that became my team then. My mother's a Cowboy fan. Her sister's a Cowboy fan. And me and my cousins became Redskin fans despite them. And that just grew from there. So from 87 to 91 to that Super Bowl, through today. That's what I know. The Redskins come first.
I like that, man. Hey, and in this rivalry, it is a rivalry, the entire division, but this division, man, known as the powerhouse division of the NFL. I've been mentioning that all throughout the show. Some people may say, it's not really that anymore. Some people are like, no, it still very much is. So this is just one heck of a division. And hey, the rivalries are real as it gets, and I'm just so excited to once again to have 4 true diehards on today's show. So there you go, y'all, Redskins fans of the Redskins Nation, HTTR Nation, whatever y'all call yourselves, man, diehard Redskins fans out there. This once again is Mr. Felix Trammell, and that is how he became such a diehard Redskins fan. So let's go ahead and jump on in. Now we can take a step backwards and look at how you your thoughts on last season. So, as we know, a little Google magic here, getting the standings for last year. As we all know, those Cowboys did their thing last year, coming in, taking it. This is courtesy of NFL.com, by the way, where I'm getting my sources. But the Cowboys went ahead and took it 10-6 last year. Then the Eagles at 7-9. Then the Redskins the Eagles at 9-7. Then the Redskins at 7-9. Then the Giants at 5-11. And well, that is it for last season. So, with that said, Felix, go ahead and talk about everything from last year, man. The highs, the lows, the ups and downs, everything you want to add. What were your thoughts on last season for the Redskins?
The Redskins had everything in place. They had let Kirk Cousins go, which was the absolute right move. Not paying a fortune for him. And they brought in Alex Smith, and we were split. Some people saw it as a good move, some people didn't. But guess what? We were winning. We were 6-3. We were leading the East. We had already beaten the Cowboys. And then the bottom fell out. And the bottom fell out when Alex Smith had his injury. And it just snowballed after that. I don't think any team has been bitten by injuries more than the Redskins the last couple of seasons. 2 years ago, our offensive line, we were picking up guys off the street. This past season, we were picking up quarterbacks off the street. We had to start Mark Sanchez. I mean, that says it all. And then he picked up Josh Woodruff. He did better than Mark Sanchez. So that's see how the season ended. So the Redskins at one point were 6-3 with a lead over the Texans to go 7-3, and Alex Smith got hurt, and it snowballed from there.
It was a rough year for those Skins. And I know because, I mean, hey, I got 2 colleagues. One of them, Daryl Kinsey Jr., the host of The Extra Mile here on IA Sports Radio, our motorsports show. And, of course, one of my colleagues here, who isn't here on today's show, but one of our, our regular, one of my co-hosts, Mr. Mike Pat, both of them over there in the DMV area. Well, Mike Pat in North Carolina, but Daryl over there in the DMV. And yeah, I mean, I know those poor guys, man, just feeling their pain all year. It's just roughness, man. Trying to make sense of something that wasn't making sense. I mean, it was a tough season for you guys, but still 7-9, not a winning record, but you're one away from being 500. I know that doesn't mean much, but still, not the worst.
As you saw, 9-7 Eagles made the playoffs. 2 more wins. That's us, but not them. I mean, it's just how the NFL works, especially the NFC with so many teams that are really neck and neck with each other.
Absolutely. And you guys have, I mean, this year, I don't know, let's take a quick look here. Let's take a look at free agency real fast. So, courtesy of ESPN.com, looking at who you guys picked up. If I leave anybody out, please, throw them in there. But Landon Collins, of course, you guys struck a deal. So, Landon Collins there at in Washington. You guys will re-sign Adrian Peterson. Also, one of the best running backs of this era for sure. Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie also signs with the Redskins, and that's all it says here. But gotta say, man, if there was anybody I left out, but other than that, go ahead and let us know what you thought about free agency this year for the Redskins.
Free agency, the Redskins did well. They were smart. The best one, of course, is Landon Collins. We had the DJ Slanger falling out with the talking about the coaching staff, and he was a powder keg, sometimes good, sometimes bad with the team, and the team decided to cut ties. And the Giants, being the Giants that they are, let Landon Collins walk out the door and scooped him right up. And that was really the big move we needed. DRC, Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie, is a good signing, but he was a signing as a worst case scenario that the rest of our secondary isn't healthy. Like, the rest of our secondary is healthy, so I mean, he might make the team, he may not make the team.
I mean, that sums it up about right there. I mean, Landon.
Yeah, that sums it up. And then Adrian Peterson, that guy's a freak of nature to be his age, and he's now, even in training camp, outrunning guys that are 10, 11 years younger than him. I mean, it's a physical gift that few of us ever get. That guy.
You know, he has really become this. He's this iconic running back because I want to see if you. I mean, I'm pretty sure you agree. Of course, he's on your team now. I mean, of course, why wouldn't you agree? But I have heard this one time a while back, and you know, you grew up. You know, we're close in age, and you, as well as myself, and lots of the fans listening right now, grew up in an era where, or for the most part, grew up in an era. Or let's say for a good part, grew up in an era where there was just one man back there that does it all. You had the one running back, the guy who he's your one-stop shop. He's your power, he's your speed, he's your finesse. Whatever you got back there, that's your guy, that's the running back. He's the one that's taking all the carries. That's the dude. That's the guy who there was no, well, not to say that there was no such thing, but you had the one guy. You didn't have this tandem, this running back tandem like how we see today, which of course coaches are figuring out, well, hey, why not have multiple of these guys back there to continue to run the ball down defenses' throats? But many people would agree, because I know I certainly do, that Adrian Peterson was the final, you know, this is definitely my opinion, but I heard this before, but I agree that Adrian Peterson was absolutely the final running back of that kind. The one that can just do it all. The guy that you didn't need another running back there because he was the guy. He was going to go out there for 3 hours, give it his all, and do whatever you needed. Long runs on the ground, short gains here and there, goal line running back, doesn't matter. He was that one running back. So Felix, I want to hear your thoughts, especially now in his older age. Go ahead and talk about Adrian Peterson real quick. And number one, what you feel he means to this team, what he means, of course, in the locker room, what he means to the locker room. And really, do you agree with that statement that was made? Like I forgot where that came from, somewhere. I might have been watching football. I might have been hearing that from I might have heard that from a telecast. I have no idea where I heard that from, but or else I would quote it. But what do you think?
It happens. It probably happened to Fanson. But I think, and I don't want to say he's the last of that. I think he was the last in that era where the mindset was you built line running back first. Where the NFL, remember all the dynasty teams always had the running backs in the offensive line. And Adrian Peterson, I think, was the last of that era. I think there are some teams that are getting back to it. Actually, two of the teams in our division, the Cowboys and the Giants, they actually drafted the running back, and those are the focal points of their offenses. But Adrian Peterson was kind of the last of that era. But you got to put Adrian Peterson in a line of Eric Dickerson and Tony Dorsett and guys like that were just such physical specimens. But Adrian Peterson in the locker room, he's amazing. He's a leader. Because like Darius Guice and all the other running backs are just gravitating to him. And he's the biggest thing he teaches them is how to maintain themselves, how to maintain your body, how to eat right, do all those things off the field. So then you can produce on the field, and he's telling him how to hit holes at certain angles, how to let this guard reach this block, let him travel first, and then read it and explode through. And the biggest thing is teaching a running back not to run everything at full speed, which sounds counterproductive, but that's the right way to run. You have to let the blocks happen first, and that's what Adrian Peterson is. And the Redskins got lucky and struck it right with Adrian Peterson last year. And that's why they were very intent on bringing him back this year, because the influence he had on that team.
Absolutely. He is somebody who you feel you can just put in a locker room, and yeah, you're right. I like that. The young guys gravitate towards him, and he's somebody who can share also. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't want to make him sound like a grandfather, but, he can share the war stories, and kind of just give that same exact, what he probably got, that exact. I remember him when he came out of Oklahoma. I mean, my gosh, I think I was still in high school, but he he is that all-around back, and absolutely, he is in the limelight of great running backs, but, and okay, well, maybe it's not fair to say he was the last of that kind, but he is definitely that running back, you're right, with that mentality who can definitely go out there and do it all by himself, and he doesn't care he won't even bat an eye at the fact that that's his job, and he knows that that's what he's got to do. There's no rest. He's going to go out there and take it all on his back, put the team on his back, as some would say. So definitely agree that, yeah, he's that big piece to that Redskins team, that a big part of the veteran leadership. So let's go ahead and get on into the draft, because this is exciting. You guys, I thought, had a very exciting draft for the most part. I forgot the grade I gave you guys, but I guess I'll have to regrade you guys whenever right now when we get through this. But courtesy of ESPN.com. First round, you guys got with the 15th overall pick, Dwayne Haskins, quarterback out of Ohio State. We all know exactly why he was picked, of course, all these different things. Well, we don't know if our starter's the guy. We have no idea. All these different things. Who's going to be a successor? Who's all this different talk. Regardless, you guys got a good, speedy quarterback with a pretty dang good arm, okay? Ohio State's produced some pretty good quarterbacks out there. And you guys have really, in my opinion, picked up a very good athlete. So, good job there in that first overall pick. Then I feel like you guys did, I don't know. You can be hard on your team, and if you disagree with me on this, it's cool. But me, as a defensive lineman myself, you guys did something. Okay, number one thing, you guys got a gosh damn monster already, okay? And that man, his name is Ryan Kerrigan, okay? Because as a Raider fan, we played you guys last season, and he ate the Raiders like a dang steak sandwich. I mean, seriously, that offensive, there's nothing anyone could do, okay? This guy he is an absolute nuisance to every team that faces the Redskins. This guy is the epitome, well, maybe not the epitome, but one of the best dang pass rushers of this era. I don't care who has to say something about that.
And you're right, and no one misses his name. You always hear the Khalil Macks and all these other names, Von Millers, and all these names, and you see Kerrigan with 12 to 15 sacks every season. Every season. And he has never missed a game since he's been in the league in 2011. Think about that. He's never missed a game.
That's insane. I didn't even know that.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Nobody knows because he's not the vocal type. He doesn't say much. But he is, he has to be top 5 most dependable player in the league.
Absolutely.
You know Kerrigan's going to be there. You know he's going to be there.
Absolutely.
It's not a worry. He's going to be there.
And I think he is.
I know where you were going with the sweat there, to trade up to get sweat, but I think that has to be said about Kerrigan. No one misses Kerrigan. And I mean, at lights and year in, year out, he's giving you 12 to 15 sacks a season.
I love that. Like, seriously, where's that applause button, man? Well said. Because that's exactly it, guys. That needed to be said. That needed to be heard on this podcast. This had to be said, okay? And I hope everyone hears that. Eagles, Cowboys, Giants fans, if you already tuned out by now, my bad. But I'm just saying, hey, regardless, Redskins fans, whoever's listening right now, yeah, he's the dude, all right? That's a guy that I look up to. He is a freak of nature, a total monster. And I didn't even know he's never missed a game since 2011. That is insane, man.
His first game, he had an interception for a touchdown against Eli Manning. But, who's counting? Just keep going.
That is something, man. Well, hey, once again, Ryan Kerrigan is a special player. Once again, Ryan Kerrigan, a special player. And then you go ahead and add another freak of nature who I think this guy's ceiling is, he doesn't have one. I seriously don't think so. He is such a amazing athlete. I'm happy with Cleveland Farrell, who we picked up with the Raiders, picked up. But my gosh, Montez Sweat is another guy that I would have just loved to have had on the Raiders. I mean, Montez Sweat, I watched him during the Combine. Senior Bowl practice, the first time I ever seen him, Senior Bowl practice this year in January. This dude is he's everywhere. His footwork, he's like a linebacker. And it says he's a linebacker here. I think he's a defensive end, but he might be a linebacker. I have no idea. But all I know is
he's, the outside linebacker, 3-4,
Absolutely.
So technically he's listed as an outside linebacker.
Yeah, okay, well, that works. And don't you guys run a 34?
We run a 3-4, but so many teams don't. You run a base 3-4, but you're in nickel 50% of the time anyway.
Well, that makes sense. Well, hey, this guy can drop back. He can be that buzz type of player that drops back and gets you a pick, apparently like Kerrigan. I don't know if Kerrigan got the pick off of a buzz or he just got the pick for just being nasty and getting there and getting to the ball.
Kerrigan got one. It was a quick out to the running back, and he jumped the lane.
Oh,
that was how he got that interception. But no.
That's awesome.
Just a playing training camp. Montez Sweat covered down the field, stride for stride with Vernon Davis, two still runs in the mid-4-4 range.
That's incredible.
Montez Sweat was stride for stride with him. And then there was a sequence where he covered Darius Geis for 5 seconds, just running with the running back at Montez Sweat side. So it's through the charts. It's through the charts.
He is. I couldn't agree more. I love what I saw in the Senior Bowl practice. I love what I saw in the Senior Bowl. Montez Sweat is a beast. You're going to put that guy either same side or opposite side of Ryan Kerrigan. You guys are going to have a pass rush. And the best teams in the NFL have a great pass rush. Okay, and guess what? If this guy's one of them, my gosh, well, he is going to be one of them. I am excited for the Redskins. Oh my gosh, I'm excited just because I'm a defensive line guy, okay? I'm a front seven guy. I love the front seven. And these two guys are two guys that you want in the front seven. You got them both. Next up, in the third round, you guys didn't have a second round. In the third round, you went in and picked up a guy that I absolutely, oh my gosh, in Senior Bowl practice, I was taking notes. Terry McLaurin, wide receiver out of Ohio State. This dude is just everywhere at once. He is your Julian Edelman, Wes Welker, maybe a few steps slower than, Deshaun Jackson's not the easiest man to cover. But, he's not necessarily, in my opinion, a Deshaun Jackson coming on out of college. I'm just saying, the guy has promise. He has great, in my opinion, pretty good speed. He's a lot of places at one time. I just feel that he is just a very good receiver. But I mean by a lot of places at one time, the guy his route running is so crisp. I saw it. Yeah, I seen him in one-on-ones, just beating DBs. I mean, he's where you want him to be. You want him to run this route, that route, 7-yard post, 7-yard out, 7-yard, corner post. I mean, this guy, whatever it is, okay, I know I just said 7-yard 3 times, but regardless, this guy is everywhere, okay, so great player. Next up, fourth round, you guys picked up Bryce Love. I am such a Coach Shaw fan. It's not even funny. I'm a USC guy all day long. Fight on. That's all there is to it. I love USC. I'm right here in Southern Cali. This is that's my team. I can't stand Stanford at all in the Pac-12, but I don't care. Coach Shaw is just a coach that I would love to be coached by Coach Shaw, okay? This guy, he makes strong young men. And my gosh, I forgot who picked up Arcego Whiteside. I think it was somebody I forgot who we were talking about earlier. I forgot who we were. Might have been the same division, but regardless, Bryce Love, running back out of Stanford, amazing pick. I love this pick, and you guys are gonna he's gonna be behind Adrian Peterson, getting reps behind Adrian Peterson, and getting mentored by one of the greatest, in my opinion, future Hall of Famer players. Yes, I love that. Fourth round, Wes Martin, offensive guard out of Indiana. Don't know much about him, but hey, big boy, add depth to the line. Another offensive linebacker. Wow, well, that makes sense. Offensive linebacker. There are no linebackers on offense. I guess you could say fullback. But anyway, what do you call offensive lineman? Ross, I'm going to screw this up. Piersbacher, I believe.
Piersbacher, yeah.
Yeah, Piersbacher.
Piersbacher.
Okay. Offensive lineman out of Alabama. Well, let's just say they know a thing or two about winning national championships under coach Nick Saban. So, big, strong guy right there, I'm sure. Another fifth-round pickup.
That kid, just a nugget on him, he started 4 years in Alabama. That should tell you what you need to know. He started 4 years in Alabama.
and he was a 5th round pick. You guys got to man. You guys. I'm gonna call the police. You guys stole him. I mean, I ain't no cop caller, but I mean, hey, man, I don't know, man. There should be somebody calling the police on y'all. That is a steal, man. Start all 4 years of Alabama in the toughest division in the SEC, and he goes to the 5th round. Yeah, you guys got to steal. I'll take that any day. That is amazing. Another 5th round pick, Cole Holcomb, linebacker out of North Carolina. The Tar Heels didn't have the best year, but hey, let's see what he can bring to the table. You guys also got Kelvin Harmon, wide receiver out of NC State. Once again, NC State didn't have the best year. I like their quarterback, though, man. That guy, I forgot his name. But I got to see his name. But I think he was the best quarterback in the Senior Bowl. But anyway, after that, I think he went to the Chargers too. But anyway, then you have Jimmy Moreland, cornerback out of James Madison, a Division I AA school right there, FCS. I'm a big fan of the lower divisions in college. And of course, final pick here for you guys, Jordan Baleford. Outside linebacker out of Oklahoma State. Didn't walk too much to the Cowboys this year, but hey, competitive Big 12 linebacker, we shall see. So with all of that said, me just not shutting up, Felix, the floor is yours, man. Go ahead and tell us all about your draft, and if you can, go ahead and give us a grade.
I'm going to start with the grade. If we don't know, the big story is here, does Bruce Allen actually do the drafting, or does other scouts or whatever? That's not the point. The Redskins got a nail on this draft. I'm going to tell you this, and most people, if the rumors were out there, the Redskins would have drafted Daniel Jones at 15. That went to the Giants. They would have. By that being known and the Giants jumping up to do what they did, played out even better for Washington. So the Giants, being themselves, helped us out. So they were able to get the quarterback at 15 in the Haskins, and then they were able to sneak up and get Sweat. Sweat was falling. We don't know why. Well, we do know why. You know, they had the heart issue that they said there was something wrong with his heart. He had another doctor pay the fine. It worked out well for the Redskins. Terry McLaurin, I know you've seen the clip I posted of him in the one-on-ones. Terry McLaurin just creates space. He's quick, and he is tough. He's gonna be a problem soon. You mentioned Deshaun Jackson. That's what some of the other people that cover the team, we were saying. He reminds you of him. No one's truly Deshaun Jackson, but he reminds you of him. And the way he gets going, the way he shifts speeds, it's impressive. Bryce Love, Stanford, you know what Stanford does. He's a project for the future because he's coming off the torn ACL. He's not going to play this season. He's there to get healthy and to learn from the AP, learn from Darius Geis, learn from Chris Thompson, and then next year he'll be ready to contribute. Wes Martin's starting right now. If the season started today, Wes Martin would be our starting left guard. He's a good run blocker. He's going to have to work on his pass blocking, but he's a good run blocker. And that's what the Big Ten's more known for, running the ball. In the 5th round, Cole Holcomb, he played on a bad defense last year. North Carolina defense is bad. But this kid, he runs everywhere. He's in training camp right now, just running all over the place. And he's probably just going to be a special teamer. Maybe get some nickel or dime run, but that's about it for now. But he's definitely a speed linebacker who finds the football, which is what you need. Kelvin Harmon's another good receiver. Jimmy Moreland. I want to say this name because a lot of people don't know him because he went to James Madison. He is tiny, but he is feisty. And he's probably the most physical corner the Redskins have right now. And he has the biggest heart. He fights for everything. If he gets beat on a play, the next play he's going to come back, trying to intercept the ball, knock it out of his hand. So the Redskins did amazing. And probably a player is going to make the team that they signed undrafted. Sims out of Kansas. Charles Sims out of Kansas. I want you to look him up. Nobody watches Kansas football. Trust me, I'm a Texas fan. I barely watch the game when we play Kansas. But Sims is an absolute stud. Think of T.Y. Hilton, how quick and shifty he is. He's going to be on the team, and he's going to make some noise. So, grade, I want to say A+, and I'll give it a solid A.
I'll give an A. I think that's what I gave him anyway, but I mean, I'm riding your coattails, man, but definitely got to say that, I'm pretty sure it was an A. If not, it was an A- or A+, somewhere right around there, because this team, you guys had a very good pick. I did not know that about Love, that he had a torn ACL, but regardless, man, when he gets healthy, you guys had such a good draft, and just what an impressive group of guys you guys pulled in this year, and really, what an impressive group of guys you guys got right now. I really like. Once again, we talked about Kerrigan already. We talked about what he delivers, and on top of that, the rest of this team isn't so bad after all. I mean, think about it. I mean, offensive line, apparently you would have a rookie starter right now, but that's awesome. But regardless, the front seven, pretty potent. Landon Collins, a damn machine. You already know what you're going to get with Landon Collins. So it's like, you guys really do have a very, and that's neat that I didn't know that, but yeah, if you guys would have gotten Daniel Jones, been a great pick right there. But hey, Haskins, why not? I mean, I'd take either of those guys right now. They're both good picks. So, with that said, man, we have come right here to the end of the segment, but my gosh, this is the one that I think Felix has been waiting for, and I have been hearing all day long. Like I said, I had the Giants. We recorded every one of the segments has been recorded today on Sunday, July 28th. Of course, once again, this is Wednesday show. So this is Wednesday, July 31st. But man, just hearing all the bashing and I don't know. We've had so far Khalil from earlier for the Eagles and Micah last week for the Chargers. I mean, those were the two candidates for the biggest, nastiest, in my opinion, toughest, meanest, whatever you want to say, stick it to 'ems of the 8 divisions in 8 days here on 3 and Out and IE Sports Radio. And, well, let's just see if Felix adds to that or can overtake. I mean, before he begins, all thoughts, comments, and opinions are their own. And that is, of course, the guests and the podcasters themselves. So without further ado, of course, what do you think, Mr. Felix, about the rest of the NFC East? Give us final records if you'd like to. Express what you will about those other teams. And, of course, give us a final record for the Redskins this year if you would like to. And some people are superstitious, you don't have to. If you don't want to, that's completely fine. But without further ado, Felix, stick it to him.
Man, let me start. No, I'm not going to mention the Giants. They're barely an NFL franchise right now. Find some wide receivers. Let Eli go off and do commercials because y'all going to stink. It's Saquon Barkley, but so I ain't even worried about y'all. Cowboys, the number one enemy. Y'all ain't as good as y'all think y'all are. I need y'all to go ahead and play Dakota all that money because Zeke ain't going to show up and you going to win 4 games. Don't worry about it. We ain't worried about y'all. Eagles are the main competition right now. And y'all done got some pieces. Y'all got Deshaun back. You think y'all gonna save him or whatever. Fly, Eagles, fly. That shit don't matter. That shit ain't real. That one Super Bowl y'all got was a fluke. Y'all ain't gonna go back for another 50 years. Y'all are irrelevant in the division. We're coming back for that crown. So my Redskins, who's gonna surprise the world and win the NFC East this year. And I don't want to hear no mouth about, oh, it was this, oh, it was that, Zeke was out, yada, yada, yada. It is what it is. Burgundy and gold run the NFC. So to the Cow Talks, I want to say Cow Bitches, but y'all don't even deserve that title. The mini Giants, whatever y'all are, go find that movie. That's the only way place y'all going to win anyway. And the little pigeons be coming for all of y'all. Burgundy and gold, hail to the Redskins. And I'm out.
Where's that applause button? My gosh, man. Hey, Mr. Felix, I don't know, man. I think that might have been it. I mean, you and Micah and Khalil, all three of y'all have some good ones. I'm gonna leave it to my colleagues to go. I can't even decide. I mean, I'll have to decide eventually. But man, that was about as that was nasty because you referred to the Giants as not even being barely being a franchise, which is hilarious. Then anyway, I just gave it to the Eagles, a fluke. Wow. All right. Let's see if Khalil's listening right now, man. A fluke. And Ashton, you heard that? Did you hear that? My last guest for the Cowboys, he said Y'all gonna pay Zeke all that money, he's not gonna show up. Hey, man. Well, I hope he does. But all four of the, well, sorry, Giants. 3 of these teams in this division this year got some pretty decent rosters, and I'll tell you what, man, I think it's going to be pretty open, but your team right now is something special, and the reason why I'm not telling you this because, oh, you're the guest on right now and trying to look good or sound good. I am a defensive player. I play in the front 7. I know a thing or two about generating a pass rush. And when you have, I tell you, man, you know it. When you have a good pass rush, you are just a better team. One thing that my high school coach told me back a long time ago, man, if they don't score, we don't lose. And that's all there is to it, man. So you guys have...
That's all facts. And that's coming from a former safety. So... I know they don't cross this line, they don't win the game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You heard that right there. Y'all come from a former safety. So there you go. Mr. Felix playing safety in his days in football. Me currently still playing defensive line. I mean, yeah, this is my pro level. This team has a front 7 to be feared. I don't even care. Like, I honestly don't even. Who are the 2 guys? Who are your?
And I haven't even mentioned John Bostic, who we signed that was on the Bears. Playing lights out. He's the inside linebacker. Sean Deion Hamilton, another one of the Bama boys, who's playing inside linebacker. And all these kids can run. All of them can run side to side. When I tell you our defense is going to be top 10 easy, possibly top 5, I'm not kidding you. The defense is that good.
This is a tough... And who are your interior linemen?
Oh, more Alabama bullets. Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, and Matt Ioannidis, a lot of people don't know if he came out of Temple, is a stud. And those 3 together, lights out. So we call it the Bama boys because our team loves Bama. On defense right now, starting, we have Jonathan Allen from Alabama, Deron Payne from Alabama, Sean Deion Hamilton from Alabama, Landon Collins from Alabama. And if Reuben Foster didn't get hurt first day of camp, Reuben Foster from Alabama.
I didn't know he got hurt the first day of camp. That sucks. But hopefully, hey, man, I'll pray for you. Got been prayers with you, man. Hopefully he gets well soon and gets back out there, and hopefully it's not too bad. And even if it is, well, hopefully he gets back out there soon, within the next year. So, I mean, hopefully he's all right. Is he cool? Is it pretty nasty, or is he just out for a little bit?
ACL, but I mean, he's clean. He's already got surgery. He's already going into the rehab process. So it happened so early. It happened in May. So he's fully expected to be done next year. Alex is another story. Alex is at camp. He's on crutches right now. He's not going to play this season, but he's there. He's helped coaching. And a lot of people don't realize or forget Alex Smith. When he was in college, he was at Utah. He won the Heisman Trophy. Who was his coach? Urban Meyer. Dwayne Haskins, coming from Ohio State. Who was his coach? Urban Meyer.
That's crazy. Would you look at that? But, man, you guys got a stacked team. I'm excited to see you guys play this year. I'm excited for the NFC East. Very open division, but I'll tell you what, man, you guys definitely got a heads up because of that pass rush. So, with that said, all right, Mr. Felix, this is your time, man. Go ahead. I saved you a few minutes here at the end of the segment. Go ahead, man. Blow yourself up. Plug yourself. Say what you will, man. Where can all these diehard Redskins fans find you?
You can find me Facebook, Felix Trammell, on Instagram and Twitter, HTTR and Bless. You can find all my work on 1340 AM Fox Sports. I cover Redskins. I'm at training camp. I'm at the games. I'm at practice. Hit me up with any questions. I love to talk. I'll talk to anybody, even if I'm fans of the other teams. I'll talk with you, tell you what I see, what inside noise I hear, all of that jazz. So follow me. I'll follow back. I dialogue. I love sports. So we want to talk basketball. We want to talk baseball. We want to talk college football, college basketball. It's no problem with me. I love it all.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Well, hey, we're going to definitely be talking some sports this year as well. I'd love to have you back for some more shows, man, talking some Redskins football and plenty more. And, hey, man, thanks again for being on today's show. I appreciate you, man. Hey, once again, y'all, big applause for Mr. Felix Trammell. Awesome stuff, man, as always. Hey, God bless you and your family, man. Have a wonderful week, and hopefully we'll have you back very soon on the show.
All right, man. I appreciate it. Anytime, brother.
Anytime, brother. All right, man. Take care. Have a good one.
You too.
Thank you. Bye. All righty, y'all. That was, once again, Mr. Felix Trammell. Give him an applause. That was awesome. What a man. What a fan, man. That's a diehard for you. He just gave it to the division. Just wow. That was awesome. But you know what? You gotta love the rivalries. And I don't know. Usually I say it's all love at the end of the day. But man, sometimes these rivalries can get nasty. So with that said, y'all, that will do it for the NFC East. And when we get back, you will hear the final breakdown, my final breakdown for sure. And let's see what my colleagues, Colin and John and Mike, all had to say about this division and who they think is going to win it this year. So once again, you are listening to 3 and Out, 8 divisions in 8 days. Sorry, let's try that again. You are listening to 3 and Out, 8 divisions in 8 days. NFC Week right here, y'all. Just wrapping up NFC East Day on NFC Week. We'll be right back to break down, give you our final thoughts on the NFC East right after this.
Here comes the pitch, and it comes in wide.
On the BS3 Sports Show.
Welcome to the BS3 Sports Podcast. We hope your experience with us is amazing. Sports talk, comedy, social issues, and more. BS3 is the best source.
Can you dig it? Attention, all sports fans! If you're someone who wakes up each morning with lists of sporting events to go along with your to-do list for the day, then you just might be a diehard. The world of sports is as vast as the ocean is deep, including the major leagues, the minor leagues, the college, and everything in between. This is me, your boy Larry B of IE Sports Radio, welcoming you to join me every Monday evening at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on The Defining Moment, a show that focuses on what really matters in the sports world, sports themselves, and nothing outside of them. Once again, tune in for The Defining Moment with me, your boy Larry B, every Monday evening at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on IE Sports Radio, right here on Spreaker.com. We'll see you there.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen, right here on Spreaker.com, IE Sports Radio, your directly for all that is sports. I just want to say a huge thank you, man. Oh my gosh, every one of our guests today. I mean, I literally, like a little bit ago, almost 3 hours ago, I sat here, gave the introduction, and then we just been playing the commercials and playing the interviews. That's pretty much it. But thank you to everybody who recorded on Sunday. That was an easy show for me, but that was absolutely awesome. I just want to say a huge thank you and shout out to all of the listeners today and everybody, man. Every one of y'all listeners are amazing. Every one of y'all guests, man, today were amazing. I appreciate you all very much again, man. Once again, starting from the very beginning, Mr. Keith, Mr. Keith, Mr. Khalil, Mr. Ashton, and Mr. Felix. Once again, appreciate y'all so very much for being on the show today. Thank you so much. And God bless you all. And that was an awesome show. And now it's time for my final weigh-in. I didn't get a chance to bring on John and Mike and Colin, but we'll be talking to them during the preseason, so we'll get their thoughts and everything, their predictions coming up. But anyway, y'all, with that said, I just got a message here from Mr. Khalil, and yeah, I don't think he's happy with what Felix said, but man, that was a chippy one. These four together, oh my gosh, that was a fun one. I can't wait till we start tweeting during games. Gentlemen, you want to tweet along with us? Gonna have some fun this season with Miss Meg Renee and Miss Angela Winstead and myself, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. It really is gonna be a lot of fun. We'll even throw Miss Stephanie in there. She's part of the PR department as well. She was on last week talking about her Tennessee Titans. So, and she's actually my new co-host now for 3 and Out College Edition. So it's gonna be starting up in a couple weeks here. But anyway, so with that said, I'm going to take ourselves a look at the NFC East for this season, and really, you're going to see what I think and kind of what I feel is going to look like. It might look a lot like last season somewhat. Actually, it is, just because I really think that these teams are going to be in this order again. But I feel like right now, we may have a battle at the top, though. A nasty one. A really good one. So, the Giants, they have what they need in terms of their running back. Their defense is suspect, but, now they got their backup quarterback there. Eli's good, man. I mean, hey, he's the only quarterback besides Foles to defeat Tom Brady and Bill Belichick at the Super Bowl. So I'm just saying, these guys right here they're a good team, okay? The Giants they're a good team. They've gotten better, okay? Like last year, picking up, Hernandez, big old monster there, playing on the offensive line, and they're getting better, okay? They're getting better. Regardless, I just don't know how much better they're gonna be from their record last year. I don't know if they're going to go 5-11. They might, but I have them going 5-11 or 6-10. And sorry, Keith, don't hate me, man, but I just feel like they have a good squad. But it's like right now that defense has to come together. And if that defense does not come together, that's it. If they don't score, one of my old coaches used to always say that back in high school. If they don't score, we don't lose. Okay, I heard that in NCAA football before as well. If they don't score, we don't lose. That's where I heard it from, actually. It's been a while, y'all. And right now, I just don't see that happening. So with the Giants, I don't see the Giants being able to stop too many plays. I mean, they've gotten a little bit better on defense, but right now, I just kind of see them floating around a 6-10 record. Next up, I know Felix is going to hate me for this one, but I got the Washington Redskins in third, but it's going to be a dogfight at the top. And I hate to say the Giants aren't the top, but I just don't have them right there. I have the Redskins actually going 9-7, which means this is a high ceiling for the winners, right? No, not really. This is how close these top three teams are going to be, in my opinion. Right now, you have the Redskins, who have every chance. This pass rush is going to be nasty. However, you stop that pass rush, that offense is going to have to get it in gear. And they're really going to have to score. That's all there is to it. Yes, they got Peterson back there. Yes, they got a pretty potent offense. But right now, this Redskins offense is really going to have to get it together. That's all there is to it. So I have them winning 9 games. And right next to them, I also have maybe winning 9 or 10 games is going to be the Eagles. Now, why are the Eagles in that conversation of 9 or 10 games? Because, yet again, we have a defense who, pretty dang good. Last year, they kept them in it. 9 victories is great, but 7 losses. This defense, I know they had some injuries last year. However, my X factor is going to be Deshaun Jackson of the entire conference, of the entire division. This team, no joke, with his talent, could win 11 games this year. I am so serious. I have the Eagles going anywhere from 9-7 to 10-6 to 11-5. It's just what Eagles team is going to show up. So right now, I'm going to throw them right at 10-6 and say that they make the playoffs, and also throw the Cowboys in there. The Cowboys could be a 10-6, 11-5, 12-4 team. Now, I know it sounds like I'm giving too much love to the Cowboys, but this is a make or break year for Garrett. This is a make or break year for, I think, the damn team. Okay, if Zeke gets out there and they actually get this squad going, this defense is actually pretty potent. Malcolm Smith this guy is just a machine, great athlete. They can do plenty with this team. The Eagles, on the other hand, can also be, if they really start firing off cylinders, the Eagles could very possibly be a 12-win team and overthrow the Cowboys. And the Redskins, if this offense actually comes together, that's what this division is so awesome. Because if the Redskins offense actually comes together with that pass rush they've generated now, the Redskins could possibly win 11 games as well. Seriously, I know it sounds like I'm jumping around a lot, because I am, but this Redskins team is going to be absolutely, I'm telling you, the second this offense kicks it in gear, they're going to be legit. So, what's the final rundown from me here? Okay, so you got me, I got you at 6-10 for the Giants. But if they continue to build and that defense gets better, they are going to be right in the running for this. Right now, I'm going to say the Skins, okay? This is a very competitive, I'm so excited for this. Be a very competitive division. I'm going to stick at 9-7 this year. I'm also going to say the Eagles, are going to finish at 10-6, and the Cowboys finish at 10-6 as well, and it comes down to the games between them, or it comes down to the Cowboys winning 11-5, or it could be the Eagles at 11-5 and the Cowboys at 10-6. Now, Redskins, I mean, don't get mad. Like I said, Felix, don't get all crazy on me, all right? Look, the Redskins could very well do this as well, okay? What was it, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014? There was a different winner every year for the NFC East. Like, in those 4 years. All 4 teams won it in those 4 years. So, this is why we call this division the Powerhouse Division. So, as of right now, those are going to be my finals. I just want to see production out of the Redskins offense. When that happens, they're legit. Until then, I got them at 9-7. Right now, the Eagles, they could very well win this division. But guess what? We're going to need some production. This defense, I mean, I like now what they've got. And Deshaun Jackson comes back, and he's that dude that they could be 11-5. And I honestly think that the Cowboys could also be about 11-5. So, this is going to be hard. Okay, so Giants at 6-10. Redskins 9-7. And you know what? They're going to tear each other up. I'm going Eagles 10-6, Cowboys 10-6. They win it on a tiebreaker. I got the Cowboys winning the division by a slim margin. Honestly, all 3 of those teams might just make the freaking playoffs. Like, seriously. Redskins, Eagles, and Cowboys. And that's what I'm sticking with, y'all. Cue the music, because I'm out of here. With that said, y'all, it was an awesome show, and that's just how it's gonna go. This is me, your boy Larry, signing off for today. You can follow me on Twitter at THE_LB53. You can follow us all as a whole on Twitter at iSportsRadio, and on Instagram at iSportsRadio as well. Also, give us a like on Facebook at iSportsRadio. We'd certainly like that. Check us out. All podcast platforms are there, a whole bunch of them out there. Of course, check us out at iSportsRadio. Join our newsletter that I gotta get going on. And, of course, jump in the forums and chat some football with us, y'all, and all kinds of sports. With that said, y'all, we're back tomorrow finishing off NFC week with the NFC South. We'll see you then, y'all. Until then, take care, and as always, God bless.